And I hate too much, but I think I love you. Oh man, what a good day. I don't know where Brian is today. Shit. Sugar will be right back.
Game over.
And what is up? Welcome back. It is Friday night. You're here with the Average Boys Podcast. It's your boy, Crispy. And right now I'm sitting in solo. Well, as a matter of fact, no, Trigger's doing something right now, and he'll be right back. But I am here. Brian, I don't know where Brian is right now. We messaged him, and we haven't gotten a response back, so I hope he's okay. Brian lives in New Jersey, so whenever something like that happens or there's an emergency, it's kind of hard to hopefully get him on the call. So, yeah. No, actually, I'm not solo today. Trigger's doing some business in the background. He'll be right back. And yeah, I told him to take his time. So we got a pretty good show. I hope everybody's had a good week. We are here. We're going to be talking about some interesting stuff today. So yeah, that's about it. But on the whim, I just want to say thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate all of you guys. And yeah. Let's get started with a little bit of tech. Damn, hope everything goes okay. You know what? I said the same thing, man, because it's really crazy. He was on a couple of hours ago, and I don't know what if the world's crazy in New Jersey also as much as it is in New York and all that stuff. So I always worry about him. I always worry about my boy Brian, but he's a tough dude. So he's a tough man. Yeah. So Rob, dude, I saw what you posted earlier on Facebook, and I thought it was really crazy, which is the fire that happened in Warner Brothers. What's up, Triggs, man? What's up? There's the co-host right there.
What's
up,
going
Triggs?
on, guys? What is going on? I
Nothing, man. Just letting the guys know that
I was taking a fat old dookie.
Oh, that's the business? Is
Yeah,
that the
dude.
business that you needed to handle?
Yeah, it was with my bowels.
Very nice, very nice. No, I was just telling the guys, everybody in the comment section, that I don't know where Brian is, man. I hope he's good. We didn't really get a response back yet.
Yeah,
So
man. I really hope he's good too. I mean, shit, dude. He's been radio silent all day.
Yeah.
I hope he's doing all right.
yeah, I
All is
bet
well.
he'll hit us up soon. I mean, it's not like him to miss a whole day or to be out a whole day without saying at least something. But he's a tough dude. He'll come back. He'll be doing everything really good.
For
So
sure.
we'll just wait. We'll see what happens. I told him, I messaged him already, and I told him that if and when he makes it back home, if there's time, if he wants to, to just jump right in, not even hit me up or tell me how or whatever, just jump in and I'll put him right in the room. So if anything, Brian will come back in a little bit mid show. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, dude, I was talking about what happened with Robert had posted up in the comment section earlier, like that there was an apparent fire in Warner Brothers Studios. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, dude. Fucking Ezra's at it again, man.
Ezra Miller, dude. Fucking Ezra Miller at it again as usual, dude. Actually, from what I was reading in the article, apparently a transformer blew and started a fire like in the legendary area of this park, and apparently no one was
Transformers,
injured.
man.
Everyone-
They're robots in disguise, man.
well, I mean, good thing is nobody was hurt. There was not a lot of destruction done to the place. They got it calmed and taken care of. So,
Dude, and that's
thank
not
God.
the first time we've had a fire at Universal. That's the scary thing. Remember when there was a fire like a decade ago? And
fucking Jeremy, dude, that was fast, dude. Oppenheimer promoting hard. That's
no,
fucking
dude.
funny.
Actually, have you
That's
seen
good.
those memes? Like how like everyone is like, oh my god, Oppenheimer is gonna lose out to Barbie, and now they're doing like weird mashup memes, and like they're like one of them was like it's Homelander and his like weird smile, and it's like the Oppenheimer management team realizing that the memes are also promoting Oppenheimer as well as Barbie.
Yeah, as well as Barbie and shit.
And so like they're probably gonna go see both anyway. And
I'm
I
telling
was
you,
just
dude,
like,
that
dude,
was
it's
like my
true.
biggest thing about that movie is like them opening up back to back with Barbie. I really think Barbie's gonna slap its nuts, dude, like all over this Oppenheimer movie's face.
Honestly, man, from what I've been seeing, man, that's actually the projection.
Yeah, I'm
Barbie's
telling you,
gonna
man.
come
A
out on
lot of
top.
people don't think I'm. A lot of people think I'm fucking crazy or whatever, but I think Barbie's gonna kill in the box office when it compared to this movie. And nothing against Oppenheimer, nothing about Christopher Nolan. Christopher Nolan's a G, director of directors. The guy doesn't do much wrong when it comes to directing, and I bet you it's gonna be a fucking killer movie. But
It's got
Barbie,
some competition,
dude.
it's gonna be tough.
But it's Barbie, bro. It's Margot Robbie. It's Ryan Gosling, dude. Like these guys are all heavy hitters in the in the fucking film industry. It's crazy.
I mean,
Are you gonna
Simu
go watch
Liu
Barbie or
as
what?
well? I mean, no, I'm not gonna
You're
watch it.
gonna
I mean, I might, but
you
I
have your
might.
fucking outfit ready. You have your cowboy
I might
hat,
pirate
and
that some bitch. But
yeah, you have all your pink outfit ready, dude. You ready
oh
to
yeah,
go?
dude. Dude, speaking of, man, do you know what I saw today?
No, what happened, dude? Tell me.
And speaking of like Asians and stuff like that,
Oh.
I actually saw a bunch of stuff today. Sorry, not today, but like this week. And one of the things that I saw last night in the wee hours of the night is I saw the new Knights of the Zodiac movie, a live action one with Sean Bean.
Whoa, wait, whoa, it's out?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I thought it was coming out in theaters.
It apparently was already in theaters or whatever.
Oh no, dude! Tell me it wasn't bad.
It's not great.
Oh no, dude! I was so hyped about that movie when I was watching.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, man. The hype, they hype it up heavy in the trailer. But I'm not gonna lie, like if I were to pick Dragon Ball over this movie, I couldn't do it. Like I would rewatch this movie over Dragon Ball.
God, that's horrible, dude.
Yeah.
That's fucking wild, dude. I can't even believe someone just said that shit.
Like
I'll put up the fucking trailer real quick with us.
Yeah,
So.
dude. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's still a watchable movie. It's just not a great movie.
So tell us about it, man, because more than likely if people weren't super crazy about it, probably not going to end up going to go watch it. You know what I mean?
So, I mean, this is kind of going to be for like the old school manga anime watchers.
I don't want this to be too loud.
Like you have Seiya, who's like the prominent character Athena, and he finds his like powers, which is called Cosmo.
I love that guy.
Yeah, Sean Bean. Dude, and then does he follow suit with his dude? That's Nick Stahl. That's John Connor from the Terminator 3 movie.
Who is this kid?
No, the guy that he was punching. Boom.
Well, the one he's punching. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, is this the kid that's playing Zorro in One Piece?
Not only that, but he was actually the guy who's in the last Rurouni Kenshin movie. He was the brother-in-law. The white-haired guy.
I know exactly what you're talking about. Holy shit.
Yeah,
Man, he's good.
Yeah, like Juinchi or something like that. Or yeah.
Protecting Athena with his life.
So how was it, man? How was this movie overall?
So the effects are fucking stupid, dude. You could tell that they spent more on the actors than they did the VFX.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, dude,
Like-
I've seen this trailer like 5 or 6 times, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah, look at that. There's some weird Power Ranger shit going on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the whole fucking aesthetic of Saint Seiya and Knights of the Zodiac, it's all Zentai, or what is it? Power Ranger, like Power Ranger shit, Japanese Power Ranger stuff, right?
Yeah, but
Dude's in, like,
this came
fake
out
armor.
fucking two
Yeah, a long
decades
time ago.
before.
Way long time ago.
Way before Kamen Rider and all of that shit, And the Super
Yeah, look at that
Sentai
helmet, how
series.
it sits on the top of his head. It doesn't even sit
Yeah.
right. Yo, so tell me, dude, scale, man. I want to hear rating. I want to hear good. I want to hear bad, because that's kind of sad, dude, that it's.
Dude, it's
Good
a
hit.
solid 5 out of 10.
Oh, wow. God damn, that's
Solid
harsh.
5.
So what was it
Um,
about and stuff?
So it's basically taking me like, and I actually do kind of know about this series. I actually just started the Saint Seiya series. I really, really had been wanting to get into it. There's like a animated Pixar kind of edition on Netflix, and that kind of like reinvigorated my wanting to rewatch Knights of the Zodiac, Saint Seiya, and stuff like that. And apparently it's very, very expansive. Like, I did not realize how expansive that like manga and anime are, because like they don't just focus on Athena, but they focus on like Poseidon, the rest of the and the rest of the Olympian gods,
mythology and stuff.
So, and then on top of that, there's even a manga that deals with the Norse mythology. So they pull like a huge God of War thing that goes on, because like you even like have like armors for like Odin and for Thor and for Loki and Balder and shit like that, and like another spin-off manga. And,
good shit.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool and stuff like that. And but like this movie is mainly about just like the introduction of Seiya, his motivations, and just as soon as he gets his armor, and that's like it. But like in the story compared to this movie, he meets, like, as soon as he gets his armor, he meets the whole team. Like, that's it.
Yeah,
like, he jumps
off,
right into the team. This is very like left field, where they're just like, oh yeah, like, by the way, you kind of have to like save the world right now.
They just put it on under shit.
You kind of just got your powers, so once you hurry up on that.
Did you feel like when you were watching it that it was kind of rushed, that the story was kind of rushed? Like you didn't let it cook enough or something?
Dude, it was just, for me, I have to say that this is a whole barbecue that is just undercooked. Like the rice wasn't made well. The chicken and sausages weren't grilled right. Like your fucking macaroni salad is still hard. Like all of the fucking plot points, bro, did not get enough time to cook, dude.
That's
like,
fucking funny.
Honestly, my only real highlight of this entire movie for me, other than like the actors being, who they are, like Mark Dacascos is in it, Sean Bean is in it, fucking the chick who played Jean Grey, Mr. Rurouni Kenshin, actors.
Yeah, man, all those guys. I mean, the cast looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, dude. And Nick Stahl. I didn't know that Nick Stahl was born where I was born. He's from Harlingen.
Oh shit, I heard that.
Yeah, I didn't know that he's a Harlingen boy. He's an RGV native. Sweet.
Brian just messaged me and said he's doing okay, that he'll probably be on in a little bit. He's doing all right, man. He's doing all right. That's all that matters to me. I told him to take his time if he needs to come on, and I just tell him
to take his poop before he gets on.
Take his poo before he gets on. Yo, I didn't even get to ask you, but I'll ask you right before Brian gets on. But
yeah, my poop was good, man.
How was your weekend, dude? Like, what did you guys do this weekend, man? Well, I mean, Saint Seiya, of course, or whatever the fuck.
Dude, I actually watched a bunch of new stuff today. Sorry, not today, but this week. So I got to see the new Righteous Gemstones. Then I got to see Secret Invasion. Mm-hmm. I actually just caught 2 new shows that are out. Well, one's been out for a while, and I finally picked it up, and the other one just came out day before yesterday, and that was The Witcher 2, or season 3.
Okay,
I mean,
so you're
The
into
Witcher.
season 3. You're gonna jump into it. Okay.
Oh yeah. And then this is one that I think you're gonna like, Chris. I finally got to see Bloodhounds on Netflix.
I already saw it, dude. I saw when it fucking popped off. It's fucking so good, dude, bro. It is so good, dude. Fuck yeah, I'm so happy someone saw that bitch. Yeah. I am so happy. I thought I was the only one.
No,
you guys gotta see Bloodhounds. It's a great film,
dude. It is brutal. It
is fucking cool. I was okay. So Bloodhounds is literally about
these 2 boxers,
Korean loan sharks that took advantage of like people going broke during the coronavirus, and those loan sharks have guys that go and try to get the money from people. And there's 2 ways to do it. You can be a normal collector, or you could be an asshole. And the assholes are usually called bloodhounds. And the whole story is about this kid who wants to save his mom, who was scammed into getting a loan. And then he ends up, but he's like a professional boxer, which I was so impressed with. He's
like an up and comer boxer, and that was another thing that I wanted to fighting. Dude, these guys know how to box. This isn't just like they're making it look good for the camera. This is technique. This
you know
is
what's really
correct
cool is
technique, dude.
I was very impressed by the way that they did the action sequences and fight scenes in this film using just boxing. And this is like a huge, like, yo, with the budget that they had for Creed 3, to make it look like Hajime no Ippo, this reminded me more of anime style boxing fights more than that movie did. If that makes sense. If
No,
that makes any
I
sense.
can see it. Another thing that I really liked is that they highlighted boxing as a very well-rounded like
martial arts, or
art.
like a
you know,
spiritual
like
journey.
if you know how to box correctly and you know how to implement yourself correctly, like I mean, you can go through a lot. Like you can take a lot. You
And
know?
then I like the Superman-esque attitude of the main kid. And then him having that one, like that best friend that's like the wild child who's like got a heart of gold. It's very Deku Bakugo, very Ryu Ken, very good straight up person, and the one that's like the edgy lord, the edge lord.
But for me, what I liked in this, and I know that this is really prominent in Korean culture, is that like they always have an MC who's really naive, and that's what, you know, Gunwoo, you know, that was his
the main character.
Yeah, the main character's name. You know, that's what he was. He was extremely naive. Like he like, even when he was like trying to threaten a criminal, like he was like, "Oh yes sir, yes sir."
And then he's like,
know,
"Is this how I do it?" Is this
he
how,
was
is
like,
this
"No, dude. Like if he disrespects you, you hit him."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that. Yeah. That sounds
sorry,
good.
sir. Sorry, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sorry.
Sorry, sir.
You know,
Overall, that was a great film.
Yeah,
It was a great series, dude. It was a really great series for Netflix.
I hear that they're making a season 2.
Yeah, that's going to be really fantastic. I'm really excited. Another one that I try to tell people, what's up, Mark? What's up, dude? How you doing, my boy from Chewy and Ooh? That was the thing I was going to tell you about, guys, because that was what I did this coming week. That was pretty exciting. Is I jumped on a podcast called Chewy and Ooh Podcast, and had a great fucking time. We went and did an hour conversation, talked to these boys, and man, they're funny as hell, man. And we carried on. Just crazy stuff. Of course, they let me give a little bit of my backup, like who I am and stuff as a person, and then we went right into it, man. I was so surprised that people from his show and people from his, like, even his wife had questions about, they wanted to come to us and ask us like certain questions, and I was so happy to be able to answer them, because that's what we do here, man. It's what we've always done at the podcast. When someone has questions about comics and relativity and the comic books and stuff like that, we want to be able to make sure we break it down. But are you gonna buy it though? Are you gonna buy it? I love that shit. That was funny, man. Shout out to Brian. Brian will be on the show in a little bit. He's taking care of some stuff, but he'll be on right now. Mark is such a huge fan of Brian. Brian should be so loved. He should feel loved. Super crazy, dude. Mark had just nothing but good things to say. Next week, we're going to bring on Chewy. I want to bring him on. He's a smart fucking dude when it comes to comic books. The guy was there with me the whole time. We were talking Secret Wars, Secret Invasion. We were talking about the multiverse theories. We're talking about DC, the difference between the multiverse. We're talking about DC and Marvel, the culmination of how everything's coming together. And I think we're going to have a good-ass conversation next week. It's gonna be.
I'm looking forward
fun.
to it, man. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, he's the dude, man. This is gonna be like a common thing, man. I'm gonna bring this guy on a lot, especially when we got something popping off in the comic book realm. You know what, dude? As a matter of fact, speaking of the comic book realm, so your favorite, I'm gonna say that sarcastically with cool hashtags, Eric July is dropping his second Isom book, and he's already generated $1.7 million for the publishing and distribution.
Good for him, man.
Hey, man, good on him.
Yeah,
good on him.
You know, I may not like
agree with
the guy's viewpoints on a lot of things. I may not even agree, you know, with his take on a lot of things, dude. But you know what? I can respect the hustle. I can respect the grind. I can respect what the guy's doing, and the fact that he's, you know, branching out on his own, trying to make his own comic book and trying to make the comic book his way. And if it's doing well, awesome, dude. I wish him nothing but the best. If you were to ever see this,
yeah,
Mr.
man,
July, I wish you nothing but the best. You know, like, I mean,
as
I
comic book lover to comic book lover, bro, we're proud of you, bro. We're fucking proud of you.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you something because I wanted to ask you something because sometimes you and I were on the different sides of the spectrum when it comes to this, but we're like been fucking homies for such a long time. When it comes to writing a comic book, and you know it's going to be a comic book with a series, like multiple series. Do you prefer to learn everything about the character, the story, and the background on the first episode, or would you rather it kind of unfold throughout the series?
It depends on the necessity of what's going on. Like if I know that it's going to be a series, it's okay to let things flesh out as it goes. Perfect example is Jonathan Hickman. Jonathan Hickman gives you small little tidbits of things.
Yeah, he carries it for years, bro.
And makes but he like plays the long game and he makes them important later on. You know, and he answers all of your questions later on.
There's a buildup. There's a buildup. Like it all pays off.
So I like the anticipation. I don't like it's like a high, dude. Let my high ride the whole time and get higher and get higher. You know, don't give it to me all at once. It's cool, man. I love it. Thank you for answering all my questions. But after that, what investment do I have after that?
Yeah.
That's my point of view. I know that you're like, no, I want every single bit of information right now.
No, I mean, not if it's going to be something that I know it's going to carry on, then I want to see where, like, as a storyteller, where they want to become more creative, right? I want to see where it branches out. I don't need to be like, I guess I don't need the comic book to tell me per word what I need to figure out, because there's that certain part where when you're reading and you catch something and you're like, oh, fuck, that's kind of weird. I wonder if that's something they're going to play off with. And then later on, boom, they fucking it comes out and you're like, oh fuck, I knew it was something like an Easter egg or something, right? You get those moments in comic books.
That was another thing that I love. I mean, you know, I'm going to reference Jonathan Hickman a lot because I love the guy's story writing.
He's good.
You know, the guy is an A1 story writer, and I mean, Secret Wars, Time Runs Out, you know, 2015, fucking just chef's kiss, dude.
Chef's kiss, dude.
Yeah. You know, the Ivory Kings. You didn't know that the Ivory Kings were the Beyonders until they were called that.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't know that the Builders could be killed until you saw a spinoff of a Thor story with Captain America, where he happens to kill one, and they're like, "Sick, we can actually hurt these guys.
Yeah, we can hurt these guys.
Yeah, let's go to fucking war."
Or when Thor brings his hammer through the guy's stomach.
Exactly. Yeah.
You're talking about the Avengers, the Cosmic Avengers, or the Multiversal Avengers.
Yeah, where he like swing. Yeah,
where he was like, get rid of.
Where he's like, get rid of your hammer, and he just chucks it, and he like makes it spin
fucking
across
the loop.
Yeah, loops just for that gravitational pull, and then fucking sends it right through that builder.
Was fucking.
He was like, well, they can be hurt.
Yeah, they can bleed, boys. Let's go. Yeah. Let's fucking drive, dude. The reason why I ask is because in recent times, with the controversy of Eric July releasing the comic book, a bunch of people tearing into him because they don't believe in the political nature of himself and how he carries himself outside of that. He was critiqued by this guy named Dick Masterson. And I'm not really familiar with who Dick Masterson is, but I know the dude's like he sounds real familiar, right?
Familiar, yes.
He's like, apparently he wrote some stories for like shows and stuff like that, but he made a list for Eric July in a podcast that he was doing, and in the podcast he kept complaining about that. In the first episode, well, what's Ice's superpowers? What's Ice's superpowers? Like, I never got that superpowers. And in my mind, I'm like, dude, this is going to be a series. That's why it's called Number One. Like, he's going to introduce you to the character, and then the character is going to be a mysterious person. And then from there, you'll get, you know, some little tidbits.
How big is volume 1?
90 pages, dude.
Okay. I can kind of understand why he's like, what's his powers? You have 90 pages to tell me what's, you know, and hundreds of panels to tell me.
In defense of it, okay, so I'm going to be fucking transparent as shit. I don't own this book. I haven't read it. I just know from what I actually just caught up with today, listening to people and watching this podcast and checking it out. It's a 90-page book. And in the series, apparently he does some pretty phenomenal feats as a character that makes you realize, hey, this guy's somewhat of a superpower.
Superhero, right? Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
But it's never explained as to specifically what he has.
Okay.
So, but there are some things like
then I can get behind that. Like,
because apparently, like, there's a scene where like he gets thrown out of a building and falls like a good amount of distance, and when he lands, he makes a big impact, and then all of a sudden he gets up and wipes it off, and you're kind of like, oh fuck, this guy's stronger than normal.
Okay, durability, you know, cool.
What's up, brother? Good to see you. I was super
What's
worried
up, fella?
about you, dude.
Yeah, dude, he
Nah,
was,
don't worry
man.
about
He
me.
was like, "Oh my god, two Brian's dead."
I already
Yeah, I was like,
see.
oh,
Listen, even though I wasn't here, my presence was here already.
Yes.
I see hashtag, but
Yeah,
are
you
you
already
gonna
see it,
buy
dude.
it? So no matter what,
Yeah, you're
I'm
here. You're
always
here.
here.
So yesterday, I was just talking about this. I did a podcast yesterday with the Chewy, a new podcast.
Yo, I saw it. Yo,
It was good.
I
That's
watched
Mark,
I
man.
watched it this morning. Yeah, I
Yeah,
watched
that's
it this
Mark.
morning. That was a great
had a
episode.
good time.
Listen, I didn't know about your illness as a child, dude.
Yeah, I don't ever really like tell people about it too much. Close personal friends have seen my scar, like of course at the gym training, and when I take off my shirts when it's too hot or whatever, and they'll be like, "Oh shit," and I'll be like, "I got bit by a shark." I don't
Yeah.
really tell too many people about it because it's like I don't ever want it to be like a crutch, if that makes sense, right? I don't want it to be where people are like, "Oh man, let me fucking Chris got to get some fucking badass discount at Luby's or something." You know what I mean? I don't want nothing like that. I've always wanted to just be normal. So I did sports, I did martial arts, I did all that stuff. Even where doctors would tell my parents, like, don't let him do that, it's gonna fucking kill him or whatever. I did anyways, man. But yeah, I get to talk to kids that have it way worse than I do in that specific realm, and I try to just bring hope, try to be the Superman, man. You know what I mean?
I heard. No,
Yeah,
I listened to it this morning on my way to work. It was a really, really good episode.
I had a great time. We're gonna bring
they
Chewy
did a
on
good
next
job.
week.
You did a good job. Everybody did great, yo.
Yeah, the guy that was sitting right next to me, we're gonna bring him on the show next week, and we're gonna come. We're gonna talk comics.
Yo, you should have had him on this week, bro. He knew his stuff, man.
I tried. He's good, man. He knows his shit. He's funny as fuck too, man. He is hilarious, dude. He's a funny dude. So I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great. The podcast next week will be cool. But yeah, we got some interesting stuff that we're gonna be catching on to today. Brian, how was your week, man?
It's great, man. Not gonna lie to you. It wore me out, like just flat out. I
just exhausted.
tired. I was exhausted. Yeah, I was exhausted.
Oh, good. I'm glad it's just that, and I'm glad you had a good week, man. Anything cool in particular happen in your area or region or anything like that you're like, oh shit, this was cool?
Not this week, but I mean it's the 4th of July weekend, so everyone's gonna party this weekend. What about you guys? I know you guys probably already recapped all this stuff, but what are you guys doing this weekend?
Well, what about you, Triggs? What are you doing this weekend? It's 4th of July stuff, man.
Yeah, I kind of knew. I kind of knew where Triggs was gonna say with that one. Yeah.
Tomorrow I'll be being the video guy and photographer guy for the South Texas Dojo #2 at Ham's Arcade. He's doing another fight fest out there. Street Fighter, Tekken, you name it. It's gonna be like 7 games, regional championships that'll get you into the bigger tournaments for the year. Private entry, private tournament itself, like only invitation. It's like fucking Mortal Kombat for video game guys, dude. Like you're getting on that boat and you're it's just you and a couple dudes. That's all it is. So I'm gonna be out there doing videos. I'm gonna be doing all their commentary and pictures and all that stuff, all their media stuff. I'm helping them out. I'll be out there in Harlingen tomorrow, and here in Edinburgh they have the cook-off. It's like a Texas cook-off event that they have like here going on in Edinburgh in a cool part of the city over there next to the golf course. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. 4th of July weekend, it's coming, man. People are going to celebrate. I think people are going to be about that life, dude. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. But other than that, it's been pretty basic. Like I said, I did the podcast yesterday with the boys, and I appreciated them reaching out to us. We had some really good afterthought conversations about some plans that we want to kind of have to come to fruition. Hopefully that works out, man. Other than that, what else? That's about it. People getting ready to go see Barbie, not see Oppenheimer.
We'll see, dude.
Oh, you know what? You know what, Brian? I was actually Trigger just dropped this that he got to see some interesting films this past week. Did you get to see anything off the radar that you were like, yo, I'm just gonna kick it and watch this movie? And
I wouldn't say movie. I started watching the show The Bear on Hulu. I don't know if you guys ever watched it.
Okay. I think you told me about that.
Dude, that show's pretty fucking sick. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was late to it because like the whole it got like a lot of buzz over the past week because the new episode dropped or the new season dropped. So I was like, you know what? It wasn't that many episodes per season. It's only season 2, so I started watching it from the beginning. And I basically binged the entire first season in one day and then finished it this morning, the second season. It's a pretty good show. I would suggest it for anyone that's listen, even if you've never worked in the restaurant industry, which I have for the majority of my life. It's pretty chaotic. Yeah, it's pretty chaotic, and it's a.
I can absolutely confirm That is 100% what it looks like in
I
Behind
cannot
the Kitchen.
confirm nor can I deny.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can absolutely confirm that's what it looks like.
I really had no intention of watching the show until someone described what it was about, and it's about the restaurant industry. I was like, all right, yeah, I'll watch it, and it's
For
pretty, it's
me,
pretty
the
good.
way that I describe that show is like world's best chef goes home to like manage his brother's, like his dead brother's failing like restaurant. And
his
they're
dead-
kind of like, okay, you know, they're like, we'll give it a chance. I'm like, dude, but like John Bernthal.
Yeah,
you
John
know,
Bernthal's the dead brother, and he does a really good job. He does a really good job. That it's not really like
it's not very prominent in season 1.
yeah, but in season 2, like that episode,
very
like the
focal.
Christmas episode of in episode 2,
Dude.
season 2, that's probably like one of the best episodes of TV I've seen in a while.
That's badass.
I think that's actually one of John Bernthal's best performances.
Yeah, he and you
Knocks
saw,
it out
you know
of the
what?
fucking
Honestly, not to
park, dude.
spoil anything, but like he showed signs of the Punisher. Like when they're sitting there at the table, I'm like, and the stepdad is talking mash. I'm like, bro, dude, that's the fucking Punisher, bro. Like, chill out. And he started like he started acting like the Punisher. I was like, oh man, it's over, bro. It's over.
He only knows.
Dude, and then was
he
it
always gets
Jamie Lee
typecast
Curtis
in that
as the
role, though,
mom?
right?
Jamie Lee Curtis did a really, really good job, yo. Extremely good job, yo.
Shit.
I don't
Yeah,
think
dude,
it
Jamie Lee
was.
Curtis is the mother.
I don't
You
think
know,
it was enough to steal the fucking award from Angela Bassett, but it was pretty fucking good. Yo. I'll give her that.
Damn,
yo.
that's crazy. Triggs got to see Knights of the Zodiac, which was that like a martial arts anime that Sean
like the
Bean is in.
Yeah,
Yeah. Now it's like in Trigger's mind, it's a good runner-up to Dragon Ball the movie Evolution.
Oh god.
So that was good. But he also got to see a show that I've been recommending for a couple weeks, Bloodhound, which is a Korean film that's on Netflix. That's a series. You'll see it. It's got like a dude with his hands up or something like that. It is a phenomenal show, in my opinion, and Trigger got to see it, and he said he liked it too. So Brian,
Dude,
you might have to
it's-
check it
it's
out.
All right,
solid.
it might be my.
We might have
it's
to check it
solid,
out.
bro.
Might
And then
check
on top of that, you know, Witcher season 3 just dropped this week as well. You know, season 3 part 1, part 2 is actually going to be released July 27th. So, you know, for the people who are really, really invested in the Witcher series, who have either read the books or have actually paid some attention to the lore throughout the 3 games, you're seeing a lot of like big events happen, you know, in the show that like are referenced in the video games.
Sweet. Yo, I actually had the opportunity to watch a film. I'll put the trailer up right now for it. It's actually for free on YouTube, and that's why I even watched it. Because you can watch it. You know how they kind of offer you like, a film of trailers or whatever the fuck. And it's called Odyssey Rider. And I had never really caught wind of this movie, except that I had seen a small TikTok about someone saying, "Oh, the greatest fight scene, martial arts history, or whatever." And I'm really, really into martial arts movies, but this has vibes like I don't even know how to explain it. Fucking Storm Riders, Heroes, the television show. Anything that's like typical Japanese samurai fucking flying all over the place action adventure film. It is so cool, dude. After I watched it, and very anime-esque, very, very anime Demon Slayer, very Jujutsu Kaisen-esque. So if you guys ever get a chance and you're on YouTube and you want some stuff in the background, you have to check this movie out, dude. It's called Odyssey Rider. And I don't really want to explain to you any more than that because it's such an interesting take on the martial arts sci-fi film genre. So yeah, dude, what do you guys think of that shit, man? Just looks wild all over the place, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like one moment it's like modernized, and then the next moment it's like an Asian epic, right?
Dude,
but the fight scene at the end is brutally crazy, dude. Brutally crazy. If you guys get a chance, you should check
so
that out.
this slightly reminds me of this movie, and I think that you would like it since it's a martial arts movie. Let me find it. It's called fuck. It deals with aliens that visit feudal Japan and then like travel to like modern day Earth. I'm trying to find
Is
the
it a newer
fucking
film?
movie. It's relatively. I think it came out in
Yeah, I
2019.
think it's like Extinction or something like that. I think I know what you're talking about. The aliens come to just decimate, right? And it's like, it's almost like the Gantz TV show or movie, where like the people are wearing like black leather, they have their guns, they go.
No. This is like feudal Japan. Like they're wearing like samurai armor and shit.
Oh, you know what? I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I know exactly the movie you're talking about. It's just I can't remember the title, but that's like a zombie-esque movie too, right?
Kind of, but it's more about aliens.
Aliens, yeah. I know what you're talking about. Forbidden Kingdom movie is my favorite. Forbidden Kingdom, is that the one with Jackie Chan?
And
No,
Jet
Jet
Li.
Li and Jet Li and Jackie Chan, right? With the white kid that just pops in out of nowhere. That's just the main hero. Yeah, that was a pretty interesting movie. But yeah, straight up, Brian, you have to check out what is it, Bloodhounds, dude.
All right, I'm on
The
it.
movie is
dude,
straight
honestly, it's so it's a Korean drama, but like it's fucking brutal though, dude. Brutal.
And it's martial arts based, right?
Yeah.
So watch. I'll put the trailer up just so you guys can at least see what the trailer's about. But interesting enough that the series is I'm gonna put it up right now. Way better boxing than Creed. Oh, here we go. What are you doing to me, Netflix? Get with it, boy.
So wait, when I came in, were you guys on any topics already, or
No,
did I
no,
miss
No,
anything?
we're
Nothing?
barely doing talks. Yeah, we're just catching up.
Ah, right on
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Then. All right, cool.
Yeah, you jumped in right on a good time.
That's what's up.
So the cool thing about this film is that it themes the action around just boxing. So instead of it being like a straight up martial arts film, kicks, punches, flips, and all that shit, it's just based on fight scenes between boxing.
Okay.
So, dude, and that is impressive when it comes to like large multi-people battles in fight scenes to be able to keep it as epic with just punches. So shout out to them for making it a fucking
and they
great
have very
film.
good technique, very technical. You can tell that these
They got such a
guys
great
like
villain, dude.
learned how to box.
Yo, that guy that's the villain, dude. Oh my god, that villain, dude, so epic, man. He's good, man. He's so
dude,
evil.
the fucking the imbom guy, the ox, the
the big guy.
Yeah, the fucking big guy, dude. That guy was brutal, man.
I like the knifers, man.
Oh, dude, the knifers were sick.
The knifers, dude. It's so good, Brian. I really think when you're done with it, you're gonna be like, shit, I need more TV like that. Just straight up, I just need more TV like that.
Okay.
Man, that feels good. That was a really, really great show. Damn, that was good. I wish I go back and watch that bitch again. But for sure, so guys, what we're going to be talking about on the show today is we're going to be talking about, there is an update on the Jonathan Majors case. We're going to be talking about The Witcher 3. We're going to be watching the Dune trailer together. I have not seen it. I saved it for today. And of course, we're going to be recapping episode 2 of Secret Invasion. So that's what we're going to be covering today on today's shows. Brian looks like he's already smiling about something.
Yeah, because I listen. Like I said, I listened to the podcast yesterday, and I heard what you said about the episode and what you were saying about the season. So we'll get into it. Don't worry.
Yeah. Are you? Did you get to see it already?
Of course.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, definitely. That's going to be something that'll probably be our last part. So that way we can cover it, talk spoilers, talk all that stuff. So good. On the aspect of it, guys, I want to be able to break right into this. Let's break right into the dude. Dell sees it. Dell's like, dude, I'm about it. Bloodhounds. I'm about it, dude. I'm about it.
Dude, it was what's up, dude.
It was a great show. Great show.
It was what's up.
Boys, so we had some interesting stuff drop this past week on the Jonathan Majors case, something that happened that just out of nowhere.
Some good and some bad.
Some good, and some bad, of course. But who wants to carry this? Who wants to carry this part? Brian, are you familiar on this shit?
I'm not.
No?
It just like most of the news just came out. I really don't know what's going on. I think something about, and again, I'm probably not the person to start to kick this off, but I heard that the ex-girlfriend got arrested and more accusers came out. So I don't know. You guys don't have to tell me what's going on.
So through the grapevine and of course everything that's popping off, apparently Jonathan Majors approached in court with new evidence claiming on a timeline how everything was popped off, and it's showing that where the female decided to go off on her own to party that night, Jonathan Majors went back to his hotel And when she came back home, she came home with her injuries already established. So it looks like Jonathan Majors is kind of like got a really nice clean slate. Looks really positive for him.
Okay.
Of course, like now he has to deal with, of course, PR team, management team leaving him. You know, Disney didn't do bad because they really didn't come out with anything. So there's not really a lot of argument going on. They just kept silent, waiting for everything to unfold. That was good.
Mhm.
But the female was arrested. And then I think that coped off a bunch of ideas for a bunch of other people to come out of the woodworks and be like, well, I've been assaulted.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like where it looks like, but positive nature. And I'm not just saying that for the form of I'm not going to be one of those dickheads that's like, yeah, now we can watch our movies and not care about the trauma that this gentleman's had to go through and the situation he's had to go through. But I'm happy that he was able to have the evidence to kind of clear his name a little bit better. You know,
nothing's been finally like nothing's been final in that just yet.
That's true.
He's not out the woods yet. But hearing that it sounds positive in his defense, but I'm gonna disagree with you, dude. Like I'm mainly excited about this because I'm still gonna get my movies, dude. Like I'm sorry, like this.
You're like,
this shit ain't got
that.
This shit has nothing to do with me. That is to me what it sounds like is some regular everyday
stuff,
domestic issues that have nothing to do with me. And you know what I was thinking? You know what I was thinking right now? It was what if he was telling the truth the entire time? Then what? Like a lot of people owe this guy an apology.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dude, his whole PR team, his management team, like that whole division of people. Dude, there's got to be
whoever was managing him before. I can guarantee you, he's gonna blacklist. Like he's going to go after them.
He's not out the woodworks just yet. Like I said, nothing's been cleared yet. Nothing's been thrown out. Nothing's been dismissed. But I mean,
shit. He's still in court. You know,
he's still in court. So,
but this is gonna be like a major step in the right direction for him, right?
I would say it didn't look. It couldn't have hurt. It couldn't have hurt.
But the adverse on that is that new allegations are coming out that that there's a 10-year history of abuse.
But they're gonna have to come up with some evidence, bro. Like, like you can't just say that about somebody.
This isn't just you're guilty until proven innocent. You know, this is you need to back up your allegations, and I think that's exactly what needs to start happening. Anthony Mackie came out publicly and gave a very, very ambiguous, kind of like response when it came to Jonathan Majors. And it was very much along the lines of
the best answer he could have given.
Yeah, exactly. And I completely agree. And it's basically like, look, this nation is founded on, and the justice system is founded on innocent until proven guilty. So I will not speak otherwise on that. But that's exactly what needs to start happening. Is that
and you know what, that goes really well with the comment section, right?
Innocent until proven guilty.
That goes really well with the comment section because Dell on his last comment puts all those TikTok news guys need to apologize once they find out the truth. And you would assume that that's probably in the nature of saying like, hey, you know what? There's a lot of people out there that automatically jump on the bail just so that they can be the first one to get the clicks and all that stuff. And then all you got to do is make an apology like Miranda or whatever her name is, which I want to talk to you guys about too, man.
I heard about
I don't know. Oh, fuck. Did you see that one, Brian, or not? Miranda sings.
Or Colleen Ballinger or something like that.
And shit.
Wait, hold on. Who is she?
Nobody. Some fucking YouTuber. She was accused of grooming.
She was a fucking huge YouTuber back in the day. Yeah. And then she ended up being big enough that with her YouTube channel, she was given shows for Netflix and YouTube sponsored her. And she was big. Her name Miranda Sings. She has she's like the new version of Ernest P. Worrell kind of stuff.
Okay.
Like it was like that. She used to make like this really weird, big eyes, big lips, ugly face, like just making like a really weird, like nanny vibes with singing and shit. Very annoying, very like what nerdy librarian, I guess, or ugly Betty, I guess, kind of like vibes, right?
All right. What about her? What's going on? Yeah. What did she do?
Well, apparently she's been called out for grooming underage children and all this other stuff, and there's like damning evidence
Like
damning
receipts.
evidence against her.
They got the receipts, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people called her out, and a lot of people had videos that she was like asking younger kids back in the day in like a Discord or a conversational piece to send her like nudes, and that she would send them videos and stuff like that. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, sorry, BP. I didn't mean to compare her to Ernest. Ernest is a fucking jewel, dude.
I was
It's
gonna
just
say like what,
Yeah, like I don't want to throw Ernest P. Where I love the guy, dude. Like I grew
I
up.
wasn't
with that
gonna
dude.
say anything about that, but I'm trying to.
But,
I'm,
yeah,
I'm,
I
I'm
apologize.
failing
That
to
I
see the
definitely
correlation
apologize
between
for.
Ernest
Please.
and fucking this chick. What
But the
fuck?
thing is like her comedy kind of falls in that genre
Okay.
where she created a character that was like beyond silly, like
Okay.
beyond
Very Mr.
ignorant
Bean
silly.
esque.
Like you're not laughing with her, you're laughing at her in most of her
Gotcha.
moments.
Okay.
So, but Ernest was a G, dude. Like that guy's he's an amazing actor, an amazing man. But she came out. She literally got called out by a bunch of people, and everybody came with their own versions of the receipts, which are pretty damning. And then she decided to make an apology, and it's a ukulele song.
Yeah,
And
a
it's
song.
literally shitting on everybody that came out with evidence against her. Like it's
By the way,
probably
she
the
doesn't really
worst.
apologize. She just
Yeah, it's literally the worst thing that she could have done for the lawyer team that she has. Like it was literally the worst thing she could have done.
it's
Are
almost as
they,
bad as what Ezra did today.
Are they? When did these allegations come out? Was it recently or
Just
Yeah,
recently.
this is like this week.
Oh shit.
Yeah, just recently. And it's kind of like the fresh thing on the algorithm. A lot of people are talking about it. A lot of people are responding to it because
Granted, I know that this isn't really the platform that we have for this specific thing, but like, for the
but it's
people
still just
who
news.
really no, well, I mean, for the people who really keep up with the LGBTQ news, and things on that nature, she's really upset. Like a lot of people, there, and they are going after her.
well, she's a fucking monster though.
Oh yeah, I'm not
So-
saying that like anything is unfounded.
Yeah,
or-
I like Brian. I know you probably have questions because you're kind of like on the outside of all this stuff, right?
Why the fuck? would I know this?
1000%.
Why would I know this? I've never seen this lady a day in my
That's super
life.
crazy, man. She's pretty
Wait,
popular. back in the day.
my main question is: so she's accused of these allegations out of nowhere, and
Mhm.
then she makes a video bashing the people coming after her. Is that what she did?
Well, she decided to try to make an apology video.
Okay.
And what she's famous for is singing. Like her thing is all like she has songs, she makes them up on the spot kind of thing.
I mean, her YouTube name is literally Miranda.
Yeah,
Sings.
Miranda sings. Now,
I'm
what the
looking
problem
at
was?
pictures of her right now.
Yeah,
So.
what happened was her legal team had asked her to not say anything publicly,
Okay.
and her response was like, "Well, they didn't say I couldn't sing publicly." And then she came out and pulled a Ezra Miller like at 1,000,000 degrees, dude, claiming that she's didn't do anything. Everybody's just making stuff up because they want clout based on her downfall of life.
They're going down
And-
manipulation.
But in the
station.
video, she's like, I might have done some really horrible
Wait, did
things.
she call it? Did she call it that by name?
yeah,
Manipulation station.
yeah, manipulation.
What did she say? What did she say?
Yeah, the going down the toxic track,
Going down the toxic train or whatever. Yeah.
Coming around manipulation station, dude.
Yeah,
Cannot make that shit up.
I kind of like her. Yo. That was ballsy. Yo.
Like, I
that
don't
was
know,
kind of
man.
ballsy, bro. I don't know if she's grooming these kids out here, but that was kind of ballsy. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah. All right. I mean, I get it, but yeah, I don't know who this chick is. I'm sorry.
I want to show you the video, but I don't want to show it at the same time because I don't want to give this bitch any clicks.
We'll do that.
Yeah, I don't need to
offline,
watch it,
you know,
but
yeah.
she sounds ballsy. I think that her fucking lawyers are gonna beat the shit out of her.
Wow,
and
she's okay. So
was
that's the other thing is like now she's an
highly
adult.
stupid.
She's a mother. She has a child, and that's a part because a lot of these allegations are coming up from like years ago that she was grooming younger children, like the people in her Discord and stuff. Which I don't know if any of it's going on right now or has been going on in the last several years since she's become a mother or whatnot. Which is no excuse either way because you have to atone for.
Is
the
there any
situation.
evidence? Hold on. Is there any before we get everyone starts drinking the Kool-Aid on this shit? Is there any evidence?
Yes, a bunch of the groomers or a bunch of the people that were groomed put out videos and all the stuff that they had typically about the stuff, which was like her asking for underage people to send them pictures of like their asses, them showing them like videos, and yeah, dude, it's all out there. It's all out there. Of course, now it's not going to be as easy to find because it's evidence against her in court.
Even, but that's weird to me. I'm going on her Instagram right now.
Mhm.
Let's see how many followers she has.
Oh, she's dude, right?
She's got about 7 million followers. I would
Yeah, I'm
think
telling
that a person that has 7 million followers, even though I've never heard of her, if she's got 7 million followers and this is like a big thing, it would have crossed my timeline at some point. I haven't heard anything about this.
It crossed mine.
Yeah,
And
that's how I even heard about it.
I
Is 'cause-
completely forgot about this lady.
Yeah, the reason why I even heard about this is because Moist Critical covered it, Penguin Zero, and he's probably, if not one of the biggest YouTubers on YouTube right now. And he made a video talking about how this chick's a huge piece of shit. And that's Moist Critical, so there's no like excuse for that one because that dude's like literally one of the top guys. Charlie's one of the top dudes in YouTube right now.
I love what he did with Sneeko, dude. That was hilarious.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, when he fucking called out Sneeko with the gun and all that shit.
Yeah,
It's not a clip. It's all
not
this
a clip.
shit.
It's a magazine. You fucking
It's a magazine.
moron.
I don't know, dude. I don't think I don't know, man. She seems pretty odd, but that doesn't I don't think unless I see some evidence or something like that, like where there's some stone cold evidence where there's like literal pictures of her talking foul or video or recording of her talking foul, dude, it's all hearsay. Sorry.
Okay. Well, just
And this Jonathan Majors shit should be a perfect example of that.
I'm going to put this up in our private chat and I'll put it in the comment section also. This is Moist Critical is Charlie. He's the guy that's the creator of God Slap, the comic book though. Yeah. That is the all the allegations of grooming against Colleen Ballinger, who created Miranda Sings. There's a Reddit about it. So it's under the independent, whatever this is. Yeah. Which is copy. I'll put that up here just so people can have it. This is
I'm looking at the comments. This is a hot topic. Shit.
I'm telling you, man, it's really crazy. Because then she makes a video, and it's a song, like I said, where she's almost claiming victimhood from it. But in the middle of the song, she'll say, "I might have done some really awkward things that were inappropriate when I was younger, but
She seems odd. Like I said, I don't know who this lady is. My first impression is she
So
seems
weird
like an
motherfucker, man. That's
oddball.
what she is.
She seems odd, but that does not condemn her or say she's guilty of anything else. That's all.
Yeah, that's absolutely correct. I'm not.
Well, how about this, man? Watch the video, make your own assumption.
Yeah, I
But
just
see,
want to
that
put this out
doesn't.
there
But
so people
again,
know what's up.
that really doesn't support anything because again, it's not going to change my view on whether or not this is just hearsay at this point. Like I said, the first thing I said, she seems odd. She seems like she would be a lawyer's nightmare or a PR's nightmare in a situation like this.
In a
but
situation like this, because
that
everything
doesn't-
folds in that other side.
She doesn't know how to. I don't think she knows how to turn whatever character she's playing. I don't know if she knows how to turn that off if it's a character at all. So yeah, I can see she could be a little bit nerve-wracking to her team, but again, that doesn't prove anything.
Well, what if in the sense, I'm just going to play devil's advocate, if she thinks of it and it's more of a
that's
privilege.
exactly what I'm doing. I don't know.
What if it's more of her
campaign.
treating it like a privilege, that she thinks that since she plays a character that acts so naive that she thinks she can get away with it?
I don't. It's a character. Why would I think that she's naive? She's got
What's that on Comic Menu, man?
She's got 7 million followers on Instagram and she's monetizing it. That does not. She's an author. She's on YouTube. She found her way on the fucking Netflix.
Mhm.
So that is not the movements of someone that's stupid. I don't
Yeah,
know. Like
that's
I
true.
don't like again. I don't know.
As a matter of fact, to even tell you the truth on that, the video that she made, that's the apology, has 5.3 million views on it right now.
that tells you that someone stupid
That means
can
she's
do
known
that shit.
something. That means she's running that shit some way.
So
And
again,
I don't know if it's
I don't
monetized or
ever
not.
take things. Listen, I don't ever take. I sometimes I do take things at face value, but sometimes you have to just look at what's given to you as facts. Like I like even if that was her plan to come off as seem naive, nothing about these numbers that I just said to you makes me believe that she's naive at all.
That's true. I mean, you're not lying, man. I'll tell you that much. I'm trying to see if there's anything else, but I think that the independent .co.uk lifestyle article has the majority of the allegations in the article that you can click on and go check out. But yeah, man, it's pretty big because Miranda's been a YouTuber for a long time, a very very long time. So for something like this to pop off, like it's a pretty interesting topic. I mean, we don't really know much about her. Me myself, I'm not gonna go out and be like, "Oh, dude, I love this chick," and no. I just know a couple of specific things about her from my past, and I thought she was always annoying as fuck. So I never really followed her in the first place.
If I was a kid, I think she would give me nightmares, bro. She looks intense, bro.
Dude, some of the that's because you haven't even heard her voice, dude.
Holy shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
nah, she looks like a fucking villain. But
Yeah,
again,
she-
it doesn't mean she's
It
guilty
doesn't
of
justify
anything.
the idea to kind of
No.
like say that she's guilty from the beginning. There are allegations. I'm not really sure how it's going with the sense of them having a trial or someone going against her in the sense of the courts or whatever.
Yeah,
but
so is anybody taking her to court about this at all?
I don't know. That's why I don't know if anybody had heard anything about it. So that's why I brought it up in the first place.
Triggs, is she going to jail or like, is she potentially going to jail? This is all just allegations. They're just talking shit.
So the allegations
That's a good point, BP.
are just one of those I'm bringing it to light situations.
Yeah, because look at what BP put. That's a real good way to put it. Dude, this is going to clear up just as fast as James Charles messaging 16-year-old boys and hitting on them.
Yikes.
That was a huge motherfucking thing too, and that shit just got swept under the rug. That was big, man. That was a big situation. That shit got swept. So we're just gonna see, because like you said, like it's super crazy that this person has 7 million followers and there's no like real news companies that are covering this case.
I have not heard anything.
Nothing.
About
You know what I mean?
Apparently
Nothing.
NBC News is actually covering it.
Is it?
I'm looking where I was on like even if you Google it, like if you Google her name, it's like and you look under news, like it's like all weird publications. It's not anything major that I saw. CNBC maybe.
You know what? And as a matter of fact, me and Trigger were talking about this earlier too, because we were talking about that there's a huge rumor going around right now that yearly, because of some films, that Disney has lost 900 million. What is it? $900 million for this year? Was that what it was, Tricks? And some weird like
some shit like that.
But they
Yo,
were so
it's-
weird because like
It's not weird because if you look at it just today, and I posted it in my in one of my sports group chats that I'm in.
yeah.
ESPN just laid off like 20 of their top like
Oh, that's
anchors
right.
and stuff like that.
They fucking cut all the writers, didn't they?
They didn't cut the writers, they cut like the commentators and stuff. Like
Yeah,
they
but they cut the whole squad though.
Jalen Rose, who's a big analyst for NBA. Max Kellerman, who had his own TV show, they cut a
David
whole
Dobrik.
bunch of them. So like they're losing money all around, and they're cutting costs. So again, if you just look at the things that they're doing, they're telling you that they lost a lot of money.
Yeah, it's super crazy, man. Because me and Triggs were talking about that earlier, where it's like there's only certain news publications that are covering certain stories because it kind of like falls either like in the political standards or whatnot that they're kind of like atoning to or whatever. But you would think that with the idea of a company like Disney losing almost close to $1 billion, that someone would cover this more intricate because it's kind of important because of all the losses of Disney. But BP says, "What's up, Trigger?" He says, "What's up, Brian? What's up,
Yo.
BP, man? Good to see you, my man."
Let me ask you, do you think well, I'm asking you from that statement you just said because I wanted to ask you before I forgot.
Yeah.
Are you saying it's not getting as much coverage from like bigger publications? Because I think
No,
like
no.
if you look in the right place, you can find all this information.
Nah, because like it's like Trigger and I, we were Googling it and we were going through, and every one of the people that was covering it was either referencing another YouTuber or another person, not really literally putting the actual like information down on where you can like find it, not putting some really good finds. But
See,
it's
these
all
are the type of
based
things
on-
that I like, though. These are the type of things that I like because even though they're not putting it down, like I said, like if you just pay attention,
yeah,
you just
you're
look,
gonna feel like it's coming from
it's
somewhere.
right there. Because honestly, none of these, no one's making money right now. Like I love these type of conversations when it bleeds into like the business aspect of it, because like I find that more interesting. But none of these, no one's making money. Warner Brothers is been rumored to be sold any day now to somebody. So the DCU that we're even the one that we're promised, it could look totally different next year because they could
by
get
the
sold.
next year.
No one's making any money. We've already heard. We've talked about it here about how Disney's been bleeding money ever since
For the
Disney
past
Plus
couple
started.
months.
So it's like no one's making fucking money. All of these places, I think the only low key Universal is probably the only studio that's making any type of money.
Yeah,
'Cause
and they're just
they've
staying
been-
real low key and shit. Like just
and they've
chilled
been
out.
every
They've been
Universal
quiet.
movie, every Universal movie that's been coming out, they've been knocking it out the park.
Knocking out the
Low
park.
key, they have been the only studio that's been making any money.
BP says Disney's taking a huge hit because of the tax evasion thing going on in Florida, senators. So they are creating a facade, Keith, and all the other problems. I don't know, man. I mean, but we do know that Disney's like it's got problems, man. It's got a lot of problems. But that was something that we read today. But we noticed that a lot of the publications that were coming out through pages were like the very like anti-Disney pages that were coming out with that news, like prolific. Like they were just all pumping it out. And we were kind of like, okay, you know what? We understand because we've talked about it a million times how Disney is losing money, how they are breaking their finances down, and they're needing to do like a fire sale soon or something to be able to kind of make terms with what they failed with this last year. But I want to see if we're going to let it cook a little bit longer because I want to see how much that goes out. Like I want to see what the next step is. Like if we end up hearing in a couple days that Disney saves $9 million because they sell their European park to Universal Studios or whatnot. I want to see if that's like the payoff or something, or even like you said, like maybe in the next couple of days we hear Disney fires like a bunch of Pixar people. You know what I mean? Like I think maybe we might get something like that in the next couple of days.
I don't know. I don't know if 1 year can take down Disney. I think it'll hurt. I think they'll have to get rid of some talents like they did today, and they'll may have to lose a park or two.
If E3 is still going and is literally on its last legs and has been on its last legs for 5 years, fucking Disney's gonna be fine for a while.
Yo, did we talk about none of these places going to any of the Comic Cons this year?
Yes.
No, we haven't talked about it. We didn't get to talk about it.
We touched on it last week.
Yo, is that not mind-boggling? Like, if I would have gotten a ticket,
worse than last week,
dude, it got even worse because no one's going. No one's going. No one's going.
Like, you know who is going? Weirdly enough, Sony.
Sony's going well because Sony's
fine.
No, because Sony this year, Sony Loki has been doing well as well.
Yeah, they did well this year.
They may go over there because now this is like their time to shine. But no one else is
minus Morbius, the fiasco with Morbius. But then again, like Morbius then turned into Ugly Sonic. Like then all of a sudden it became such a meme that everyone loved it again. You know what I mean?
I promise you, if Sony goes there, shows them a couple of trailers or whatever, shows them a new Craven trailer, shows them a little bit more from the new Spider-Man 2 game, like
brings in Tom Hardy. Dude.
A lot of people may be satisfied with that for them anyway. So they might be good.
But like even in the aspect of it, like Disney pulling out of Hall H is huge.
How would you guys feel if you guys got a ticket? If you guys were going,
I wouldn't even buy. I wouldn't buy anything. I wouldn't go.
I don't think I would. I don't think I would even go at this point. Like if I bought tickets,
for me, 100%, I would go specifically to San Diego Comic-Con just to stand in Hall H.
Yeah,
like just to be a part of all of that awesomeness.
That's gotta feel legendary, right?
That's it. Yeah. That's the spot to be when you go to San Diego Comic-Con. Hall H is the place to go. That's where Tom Hiddleston did his fucking Loki speech that blew the fucking roof off of that building. Like you just can't. Yeah, you can go for free now.
Yo, dude,
can't give away those goddamn tickets right now, dude.
Yeah, dude. I bet they're gonna be like, hey, you want to go to Comic-Con?
They better have like a free oil wrestling against Ezra Miller in the DC section or whatever, man.
I originally thought it was just gonna be Disney. Well, no, because actually just Marvel, because Disney's still gonna be there. I think Disney will be there. It just won't be anything from Marvel Studios or anything like that. So you won't get Marvel. You're not going to get anything from DC. You're not going to get anything from Universal, I think. You're not going to get anything from any of these studios. That's crazy.
I'm going to see real quick.
And it's unfortunate, Disney, man. It's unfortunate.
Okay, Disney, Marvel, Lucasfilms, HBO, Sony, Netflix, and Universal have
Sony
all announced that
Sony and Universal are out.
Sony,
so no one's going.
That's everyone.
That's
and it was that they are pulling out of just Hall representation. But you gotta hear this. They're only pulling out from the Hall 8 presentation. Variety reported Friday. That means they
They'll
might
still
just be there,
Exactly. That's what
but
I
they're
heard.
not going to do a presentation in Hall H.
Yeah, so that's what I heard. I heard like they still may be there, but they're not going to give you what you really came there to see, basically.
Yeah, I mean, fuck. Then what do you do?
Like
I mean,
Trick
what's
said,
there?
you basically refund your ticket and call
Yeah,
it a day.
because it's like, again, I go to a lot of conventions down here in the valley, which they're not like fucking ginormous cons of that nature, but they're still fun to go to. But even with that, they're becoming mundane. They're becoming so like every weekend, every day, every week, everyone's throwing one, that they're just oversaturated.
So Chris, I wanted to ask you a question. I was gonna ask this question anyway, but you ran right into it. So being that you're from the culture, you're from the community, I've been hearing a lot of rumblings, especially when it comes to like these bigger cons, that people are tired of going to them. Like
Because it's not a Disneyland. You're not going to these things to get on rides or do something that's fun. You're going to make other people money.
Okay.
Like that's all you're doing as you're going, you're a consumer. And slowly and surely the conventions have turned from being about the person going, like the con goer, to the person that's trying to make money.
Yeah.
It's like Sneaker Fest. I don't know if you've ever been to a Sneaker Fest. Like when
I
you
have.
walk into a Sneaker Fest, if you're just going to check it out, you're not important.
Yeah.
Unless you're walking in and you got some type of shoe, or unless you got some type of knowledge or value in the knowledge of claiming someone else's shoes are more important or expensive, or you're there to promote a shoe, or you have content creation and you have this and that kind of pull, like the convention is not for you.
Yeah.
It's not just for the everyday goer anymore. It's for the person that specifically wants to get this. And then the vendor is going to charge you $20,000 more than what that product is worth because you're at that convention. And it's like, oh, once in a lifetime thing. But it's gotten to this point where the convention scene is not about going to an event and having a family fun situation. It's now just a consumer model, and everybody's just trying to make a quick buck.
Yeah.
Like even in the cosplay community, I've noticed that people don't like dress up to tribute characters anymore. They dress up because they expect themselves to be turned into models or some type of model agency, content creator, famous person from them going to a convention and getting popularity from it. So it's not even about the format anymore. It's totally changed because I don't know, man. Just people are suffering. People are suffering. They want to make money and stuff.
Do you think it's a like con fatigue type of thing? Like people are just getting like tired of the shit?
I can see that. I can see that being an actual thing because it takes physical like show up and physical ability. Because like right now, I mean, Triggs, you've gone to a couple conventions before. Brian, you've gone to a couple conventions before in your lifetime.
Yeah.
Literally, the thing is you show up, you do specifically what you're there to do, then you walk around. You get to meet a guest or two, and then you're done.
Yeah.
You could do all that within 1 hour, and you spend $35 for an 8-hour event. Like, what can you do the other hours? Then they're like, oh, well, here's a panel. And if it's not something like in San Diego where it's like Jonathan Bertinall and someone else, Ray Fisher up on the panel, if it's some dude just talking about how he can help you be a better YouTuber or make a podcast or whatever the fuck, like, no one's going to be interested in that shit.
Yo, I was listening to somebody and they were explaining about how much money it takes for these bigger companies to get these actors and stars to come in.
It's a lot of fucking money, dude.
So you would think that like if you're Disney or if you're Warner Brothers and you're just bleeding all this cash, the last thing you're thinking about doing is going to fucking San Diego and paying hundreds of thousands of dollars just to get fucking Loki, Tom Hiddleston to come and
to sit
talk
down
on stage.
somewhere and ask some
bro,
questions.
like that's just like money you don't have to spend.
Yeah, it's well, I'm gonna go back. I want to read the comments because I've talked enough about that. Jeremy says no, it's actually Comic Con.
It's just strictly about comics now.
Yeah, and then BP says no, it can fatigue, but because it's the same thing, same vendors, same cosplayers.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, but even with that, even if you changed it up, it's still the same shit. Except that when you bring someone from out of town, they charge more because they're from out of town. You know what I mean? Like that's always been the problem. That's always been the situation.
Triggs, is that a thing of yours? Do you like to go to like cons and stuff?
I would like to go, but if I'm gonna go, I kind of have to plan out what I'm gonna do. Like I have to pick. Like it's no longer getting the entire event pass. Like now it's kind of picking the day that I want to go.
Okay.
To fulfill my day. You know, because like a lot of the panelists are there for more than one day. A lot of the guests are there for more than one day. The vendors are there the entire time. So you can do everything that you want to do in a single day. It's just that, like, are you willing or are you able to find enough things to do to fill up 2 or 3 solid days of con going?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're there as, let's say, a content creator, you can fill up your day doing shit, but not everyone's there as a content creator. So like if me and Chris go there, we could go walk the halls, we can vlog about it, we can go interview cosplayers, we can go see panels, we can even be on a panel and then, you know, have our booth and interact with the crowd and stuff like that, more vlogging. So we can do things, but not everyone is in that position.
Yeah.
At that point, I say as a consumer, you should go there and maybe just get a day pass and fill up your entire day with everything that you want to see. What panels do you want to see? What guests do you want to meet? What vendors do you want to go hang out with? What fucking booths are you going to want to go to? Like, plan out your day. You know, it's something that, like, originally you went there and you're kind of like, all right, cool. Like, let's go find something to do. And you found something to do very quickly. Now it's kind of come up to, like, you need to plan your day out. Like, this is a meticulous thing. You should be prepared, like, for when you go there.
Well, I mean, even with that, like, okay, so like the situation with the Valley is that it's like BP says, like the con fatigue is real because it's always the same thing over and over again. And that's the situation with the Valley. In the Valley, there's not a lot of like environmental changing. So the only thing you can do in the Valley is people just go eat. You know what I mean? Like that's literally all it is. So it's all about food consumption. So there's no like going out
like,
stuff.
like during
no,
Comic-Cons, ramen places, bank.
Packed, dude.
Bank.
For no reason. Every Asian goddamn Chinese restaurant is just like 45 to 2 hour waiting limit because
dude. I mean, you know, the con that went on, you know, and I was working at Dragon Warrior Noodle at the time. Dude, we were flooded. That whole event. I mean,
everybody
I was
just
walking
wants
out
that.
with like
Everybody wants
$200 a day,
man.
easy.
Everybody just wants that theme for the day.
Yeah.
But the cool thing about it is like the convention center that we have, there's a lot of stuff to do around it on the outside, just different restaurants and stores. And you can go to the convention and then walk around the place for hours and waste time or just leave. It's so close to everything. Like my house is just like 20, 30 minutes from the convention.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not like I'm killing myself like in San Diego, you know, where you're just stuck in like a 4x4 city block and you have to stay there for the entire day. If not, you're going to get fucked and you'll never get back.
But in like SDCC's, like, you know, defense, there's a lot more shit to do there than there is, you know, South Texas Comic Con.
Well, yeah. I mean, in general, yeah.
Going to big cons like that.
Filling up your day is a little bit easier to do there.
Honestly, I hear what you guys are saying, but big cons like that doesn't interest me at all. It actually gives me anxiety. Like there's
something about it that you're just like, no, I don't have the energy to do that shit.
That
like,
seems
I really don't.
Very draining. Like to do
it's
that,
counterintuitive to what I want to do for a relaxing day.
Like if like going to Hall H, you're going to like see something specific, an unveiling of something, a big announcement. That seems cool. But the entire day walking around, just like that's a lot of fucking people. Like I don't think I have the bandwidth.
And then the only thing you can do is sit on the floor because there's not enough seats for everybody.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good on that. I'm good.
Yeah, dude. It's like I said. You're gonna pay. Imagine right now, one of you guys look up the prices for a ticket for 1 day past San Diego Comic-Con right now.
I know. Oh, well, I don't know about San Diego. I was looking for New York, and I know for right now, the New York Saturdays they went out like day one.
Well, what's the price on them?
I don't remember. They're probably ginormous now because they're sold out. Because now you're gonna have to go through third party to get tickets if you want to go to the Saturday.
You're gonna spend that amount of money to almost be treated like going to a concert without the actual entertainment of a concert being there at all times.
Yeah,
because a concert is just music's fucking going, and you know the bands are playing, and you're watching them live on stage. There's energy. The convention is the exact same thing, except the dudes that are in front of you that are trying to entertain you
There's no
are trying to sell you
way.
something for like $500. You just spent $500.
There's
No fucking way. There's
Right?
It's that.
Yeah, it just sounds horrible
Right?
already. Just him looking at the numbers. It sounds
It's
And mind you-
$75.
How much?
$75.
I don't know. Is that low or high for a con? I don't know.
That's pretty high. I mean, that's a normal
I mean,
price.
yeah, that's high, but I mean,
That's
granted,
high.
this is San Diego Comic-Con. Like,
Okay.
I was expecting like 150.
Well, then I guess you're getting it. Well, listen, I guess that makes sense then because no one's going. So how could you justify spending $150 for that shit? Like,
Yeah,
75
like,
sounds
I'm-
pretty decent.
Like everything you're saying, I'm not disagreeing with. You know, I'm just saying that like if I'm gonna go to a con now, I'm gonna be smart about it. I'm not gonna go there with my thumb up my ass and you know what am I here for? I know what I'm there for. I know what I want to
Yeah.
see, and I know what I'm gonna do. Once I'm done doing that, then I have a fucking reason to leave. If I find more things to do while I'm around, cool. If I don't,
So you wouldn't go just off of the name alone. You're gonna go off of what exactly they're gonna have
yeah,
there specifically. And if they don't have it there, you're saying that you just wouldn't go.
no, why? Well, for what reason?
That's what I'm saying. Because like someone like me, I would just be going not specifically for anything. Like if I saw something that was gonna be there, like oh that's cool. But I'm going because it's San Diego Comic Con, like just because of the name, the cachet that carries itself. Like I don't like if I were to go, like I said, I'm not interested in going at all anyway. But like if I were to go, I don't know. I think I would go just to say I went or just to say that I was there, type of thing.
Which is fair, you know, like, right, you know, like, I mean, to be honest, I mean, I probably should be that way. But, like, let's say I go there and they have, like, a bunch of Razer shit and Logitech and gaming things. Cool. Yeah. I can spend a lot of my day just doing that and then go catch panels, like a couple of panels, meet a couple of guests, even see a couple booths. Boom. Day pass fulfilled. I did what I, you know, somewhat of what I wanted to do. My time was not wasted at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah.
I made my money's worth of what, $75? I mean, for me, you know, because I'm, you know, I'm prior military. I mean, that shit's $50 for me.
So that's just for obviously for the one day, correct?
Yeah, that's just for
one
the one
day.
day. That's
okay,
a Friday.
so,
that's a Friday or Saturday pass. It's $75.
Yeah, I was gonna say like no,
That's
the thing
not bad, yo.
But you have to. Okay, so with that ticket, because I'm looking it up right now because I'm on the Comic Con San Diego 2023 bucket list events tickets. So for a single day badge, that's for any of the days to go one day. It's $595.
Okay.
So the individual pricing that Trigger is talking about are the tickets that are sold for that specific day. You have to go that day.
Okay.
So that makes sense. That makes sense why those prices are so cheap. Because, well, considering cheap because of the fact that you get to go that day specifically. For the Comic-Con 4-day badge with preview night, that's all 4 days. No questions asked, no nothing. $1,495 deposit. And then without the preview night, it's $1,395.
I just found one. I just found one for a 4-day pass with preview night. $2,660.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you know what? But then it also says that the prices change with the severity of the event, and maybe because of the fact that all these people pulled out, the price of the thing's gonna be cheaper.
Those prices are gonna come down for sure.
They have to, dude. There's no way they're gonna be like, yeah, we're not gonna have Hall H, but same price, guys. It's gonna be great. You know, buy some things you want to buy.
They're gonna be left with a lot of tickets if that's the case, because like no one's gonna buy that. Who in their right mind would? No, I guess there would be some people that would still spend that type of money because again, it could be something specifically interesting that they want to go see for $2,000.
Yeah,
I don't know what that would be for me, but I can see some people still buying.
Yeah,
it,
it's their
I don't
money,
see
man. They
everybody
can spend it how they want.
Yeah.
I specifically would go to see Hall H with all the Marvel and DC and all the guys there, man. That's just like history. That's like where the people that know what Hall H is about, that's what they would kind of want to be there for to go see. So that would be my call. But I mean, people are going to go either way, man. It's just a convention.
Can't confirm.
But the thing is like I said, like it's like Trigger was talking about, like nowadays, I mean, maybe it's because we're older, because the younger cats all fucking go in there and they have a good time doing their meme shit, running around doing silly shit all the time, like acting dumb and doing stuff. Maybe it's just that since we're older, we kind of want to be able to get in there and get out and not not fucking be as exhausted as we want to be most of the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Maybe that's
dude.
what it is.
Honestly, what my issues are, they don't just go for cons. That's for like everything. If it's gonna like drain my energy the entire day, like that's like I can probably do it once in a while, but I don't know if I'm doing it for a con.
My thing is in recent times I've noticed that it's just not themed at the goer anymore. As the person who buys the ticket, as the person who goes in there and wants to be awed by something, it's not about that anymore. Now it's more in the sense that it's more about the people that are there that are trying to sell something to you for a quick buck or something that's overpriced. And then they're selling you cheap items because they're buying them like AliExpress or Wish, and they're trying to sell them for double the price. Like there's a lot of scam shit going on, man. That's what I see. And it's like, I see it as the same people that would buy the toilet paper and try to like hawk it during the coronavirus, like to people, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's when the stores had to come in and be like, you know what, like since you're all fucking children and you're not mature
Acting
enough,
like assholes.
yeah,
People were getting their ass beat for a fucking 12-pack of Charmin, dude. I've never
Yeah.
seen anything like that in my life, yo. That was weird. Weird
Fuck yeah,
times, yo.
dude. Way to go.
That was weird times, man.
But it's just because there's some people out there that don't care about human beings, man. They don't care about your guy next to you, and they want to be able to be like, well, everyone needs this, so I'm just going to charge double for it because I think I'm an entrepreneur and I know how to make money, and I like to wear my cap with a fucking straight bill and act all hood and that I can make money or whatever. And it's not about that shit. Like sooner or later, the consumer is just going to get tired of their shit and just not go. And that's what I've been noticing a lot recently is where like there's so many little like pop-up shops and vendor spots and all this stuff that a lot of people are just being like overwhelmed with like, well, which one do I go to? Which one should I go to? Which one's going to be better? And it's like when you start spreading all the vendors out and there's not that many vendors to begin with.
There's only really one convention that I really, really care about going to. And I think it's going to be not this month, not next month, but the month after. It's going to be in August. And it usually is in August. The past couple of years, because of the pandemic, they haven't had a in-person convention. And it's actually here in Texas. It's in Dallas. And it is the second largest
Dildo con or what?
No, it's actually the second largest LAN party in America.
I know, I'm fucking with you. It's like that. I like that build up though. Brian, you like that build up or what?
Oh man, you just
I had to break the ice in some way, dude.
Just
it was such a serious action, dude.
Yeah,
What's
man,
the fucking name of the
motherfucker.
convention?
No, fuck you, dude. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Just tell me it's Dildo Con, man.
So did they fly in dildos from all over the world just to have
whatever's in your cute little mind, you fucking go ahead and run with it.
vibrating ones?
No, man.
The fucking buildup was just so intense, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, dude. That's
Galaxy
what happens.
Con. Is it Galaxy Con?
Nope.
What is it? What are we drinking today? What are you guys drinking
What
tonight?
I'm drinking today is Bingham Bourbon, Texas bourbon, made by Ryan Bingham. He's the one of the actors on Yellowstone. He plays Walker. So that's what I'm drinking.
Yellowstone. Yellowstone. Oh,
Yeah,
yes,
like
yes,
one of the
yes.
most popular TV shows on TV right now.
Yellowstone, and you said
You know what? I
Walker.
still haven't watched that show yet, yo. I mean to.
I haven't seen all of it yet.
Young cat, right?
It's
He's like a young guy?
relatively- I mean, he's probably like my age. So
Yeah. Ryan Bingham.
Yeah, Ryan Bingham.
Yeah,
Bingham.
that's his. What's his alcohol called?
Bingham's
Bingham
bourbon.
bourbon. Badass. Good shit, man. Good shit.
I'm actually drinking the 94 proof Mars. The hard shit.
Damn. I'm drinking Mountain Dew Caribbean Splash, dude.
Red Bull for me.
Red Bull. Which one's that one? The June? Oh, that's the dragon fruit.
This is the dragon fruit. Yeah.
Yeah, dragon fruit's very earthy taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something about it, man. I think all these conventions, they just get really watered down, man. Just watered down. They need I don't know, maybe there needs to be someone that comes in and says, hey, you know what? Like, instead of having a bunch of conventions all at once, they need to chill it out, dude. Bring it down. Consolidate it. Make them good. Make good, solid events so that everybody's happy and wants to get out there and do some good shit, man.
No, I'm not getting paid for advertising. One of the reasons that I do this is very, very good for marketing. Secondly, I am actually a liquor distributor. I work with Mexcor International, and that's what I do. I sell wholesale, and that's why I drink a lot of my products on on camera and on film, you know, so I get a little bit more word to them.
Hey, did you get to test out?
I wanted to ask you, how much are the tickets for Dildo Con? Like, how much?
The con that you're talking about?
Yeah,
We got to be like 35.
No,
Really? Shit.
no, fuck no. For the particular thing, the particular thing that I want to go to, or that like,
is it a
that like
weekend?
means anything to me?
It's a weekend.
$200.
Is it a weekend thing or like a whole like a day thing, just one day?
Yeah, it's like a LAN party, dude. It's a big video game tournament. 3 days, yeah. Monday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Fuck out of here, bro. Yeah. I don't
Friday,
think I
Saturday.
like anything in this world to spend 3 days with it.
Yeah, well, trust me, with this, you would.
Yeah, LAN is like that's like the gamers convention. You take your computer, you set up, and you just have the whole week gaming, man, in person.
Shit. $200. Is that good? Is that cheap, or is that on the higher?
For this event? Fuck yeah.
Yeah, it's probably cheap. Good for that event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I would pay the $400 just to get a couple of other things. Like one thing that I definitely would do is the elite, because like what I did, like the pricing that I gave you was for their premium package. They have an elite which is $400, and you get a like priority seating in your LAN party. You get priority scheduling. You have a chair upgrade. You actually have added space for your setup.
Nice.
You get a commemorative personalized jersey and like a mug and some like free refills on this particular beverage that they're sponsoring.
And a rainbow dildo, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I'm about it.
Great.
I'm eating some Bobby Ponce chicken fried rice. My brother made me some fried rice that's so good. Pluma. It's enough to make Uncle Roger slap his mama, man. It's good. Some
peso pluma.
Hey, so where's that convention held at, dude?
Dallas.
Dallas.
It's in Grapevine, which is in Dallas.
I used to live out there. I used to live over in the Grapevine area.
Yeah,
way back in the day.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Hilton.
Okay, but let me ask you guys something, because this correlates with what we're talking about right now with the whole convention thing. So what do they do? Like fuck San Diego Comic-Con, fuck all that shit, because we already know they had Hall H, and that was like more than enough value for me to be like, fuck yeah, I'll stand in the lines. I'll buy the tickets. I want to see this. The actors are going to be up close. They're going to do some phenomenal things. They're going to drop some trailers. They're going to give us a bunch of free goodies. But what about regular conventions? Like, we do know that people are getting tired of this shit. What do they need to do to, at least as a consumer, as a person that's going to go as a congoer, what do you think they should do as the next evolutionary step to make conventions better? Honestly,
I think you're the only qualified person to answer that question.
No, because I only get to see it as a business person in it already.
But you're in the environment.
You're not asking from a business perspective?
Yeah, I have my own business ideas that I think they should do.
But I'm saying
that's exactly what he's saying. Like, as
but the thing is, I talk to people and they don't listen. So what do you guys think as regular goers?
But we're asking.
We're asking because honestly, as a person,
just dildo comment, you know.
Yeah,
as a person, we don't. I don't want to talk for Triggs, but you spend way more time inside the convention world than we do. I've been to like 2-3 conventions in my life, so I can't answer that question. But I want to know.
I've been to like a dozen, my con repertoire, I suppose, is like at about 12, right? Like throughout like my whole life, I've been to about 12. The one that I'm talking about has easily been my most favorite in every way fucking possible. And I mean, if I had the time, make fucking sure I would be there. Absolutely.
So what I'm saying is, so from your perspective, Chris, being that you are from the business aspect of it, why do you think you're going to be able to remove yourself from that perspective just for a second and try to speculate as to what could happen here? Yeah,
because I just know that my brain will go, okay, cool, like numbers and crunching and all that stuff. This is what I think we should do, and it'll work. I just think that I'll end up suffering the same way as inventors do, where I automatically assume that the things I come up with are good ideas because I'm just throwing things out there.
But
what
listen,
I think,
you're like a tinkerer, right? You're
Yeah.
someone that is a creative.
Just always thinking
your
about
your
stuff.
mind is always thinking. So me thinking of you being in a hall or being at a con, you're not thinking of ways to improve
Yes,
your
I
surroundings.
am. I'm always thinking about it.
So that's what I'm asking you. Like from your perspective, what do you think these cons can do better in order to change this fatigue or whatever the case may be? What is it that they do?
Give
Okay,
dildos?
so there's some dildos,
Bring
dude. You know
dildos?
what, dude? Don't even. I have a great idea for that. If you put four
Bring in dildos?
drone motors on a dildo and have them fly around and peg people in the head, fuck, I would pay to watch that shit. easily.
Crystal, hand over the money. It's like
Yeah, dude, we're
physically.
doing what is it? Saints Row 3, the dildo bats LARPing in the park and shit.
Jesus
I'm gonna give a
Christ.
bunch of dudes dildo bats, big rubbery dildos, just have them fight each other LARPing style, dude.
All right, enough.
No, you know what I think they need to do is okay, first, there needs to be some type of points earned situation where a person goes to a con and there's a benefit for you being there for a certain amount of time. Like that's it. You need to give some type of incentive to keep them there and them not feel a drone tug of war. Dildo tug of war, dude. Lightsaber dildo fight at the con. Look at Myers is about this shit. He knows, dude. He knows what sells. Yeah, you need some type of points revenue, something that's going to make the people want to stay and enjoy themselves at the convention, something to benefit from. It could be like the way they do free comic book day or whatnot, but you need to give them some type of incentive to be like, okay, cool. Scavenger hunt's another one that's actually been tried at several conventions, but you have to make sure that you.
That sounds annoying.
Yeah,
you gotta
dude.
make-
I've been to a con. I've been to a con where that happened. and
There's
it got
definitely a fight.
weird
And
Yeah.
it
quick.
got weird real fast.
It's
Yeah,
gonna
it
be
got
a
weird
fight.
quick.
People are gonna be mad weirdos. Yeah.
But like,
Yeah,
think of it this way,
dude.
right?
Oh,
Think
I'm
of it
looking
this
for
way.
this. I'm looking for this. Bro, get the fuck away from me, dog. Like,
Okay, let's say you guys have let's say we have a Brian con, right?
Holy
And Brian
shit.
has 20 vendors. And let's say he gets 300 people that are going to show up at the door. That's going to be your people for the day. You would have it to where 5 specific vendors have points that the person can rally, and at the end of the day, it gives them the opportunity to give some type of gift bag or something if they get those points based on the person that they visit per vendor. That'll give the people, without letting them know what vendor offers points, that would give them the incentive to try to stop by each vendor spot.
Okay.
So that already gives you the opportunity to let every vendor be seen, buy or not buy. But then it gives the incentive for people to want to buy at the convention, because then it gives them incentive that later on you get a collector's item based specifically at that event itself. Maybe a specific artist did a specific drawing or
Of a
some
dildo?
type of giveaway or whatnot, but it gives them something, right? I think that anything that's based on free style work would be like a kids event, or like even like Trigger said that we had in the comments, like some type of scavenger hunt. I think that should be established the same way that most cons do it, where they do concerts outside or like photo things outside the convention in the area of the building on the outside.
see, and that's kind of like why I do like our Comic Con, because usually there's some sort of really big concert or
Outside, right?
Yeah, or I mean, no, it's usually been inside, or at least that I
Okay.
remember. You know, there has like been bigger concerts. You know, like Sonic Boom. You know, has performed
Yep.
several of those shows. You know, for
Wrestling.
several of the, for like at least Saturday or something like that. That's how they like kick off. Or not. That's how like they like officially end. The con and stuff like that with that big old concert.
Yeah.
It's a great way to like have people who
Rally.
may have been a little bit fatigued come back in, or come back in for a vendor that they may not have been able to see that day. So like I get the like reasoning why they do that. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Another thing that I did see, and this was very, very cool. These were for like the ones that stayed going throughout. Like it was a complete 3-day solid event. Like they were never not stopped at the con. And when there was like overnight movies and shit like that, and that
There we
was
go. That's
also
a good
kind of
one.
cool.
Look at BP, right? Silent interviews that people can listen to on their phones while they're walking around. That would be pretty interesting if like you pull a guest apart, like to the back of the green room or something, and you can do like a small little audio podcast that people can walk around and listen to while they're checking it out. That's really good. Yeah. Trix is like, that's what we do, man. That's like, It's our whole fucking gist there. But instead of that,
Why literally what we fucking make make our 10 cents a month on.
that's our fucking footprint, our digital
Yeah.
footprint at conventions. But you see, that's a great thing. But what about doing it where it's like audio comic stories that are presented by the convention that you could listen to if you're doing like just to chill out and be like, oh, if you guys go to our webpage or our Facebook or our Spotify, there is the Death in the Family audiobook that's playing right now as you speak. And you could just listen to it. You can just listen to audiobooks of comic books at that time or something in that genre.
I think that would be better if the like an artist was there who was a part of that. Or like a writer. You know, I think that would be a little bit more appealing if you had the personality behind that, like those particular things going on. Because if not, then it's just background noise. And you wouldn't want that. Like if you're going to implement a system like that, make it specific to like the panelists, the vendors, the booth, attendees, make it more interactive. Be like that way, like if you are listening to it and let's say fucking Jonathan Hickman's there, you could go to like fucking you can go to Kaboom, go buy Secret Wars or Time Runs Out, and then go run to fucking Jonathan Hickman. Dude, can you sign this? I'm listening to the audiobook right now. This is fucking sick, dude. This is sick. I am so reading this after that.
Yeah, and that's a really cool way to do it. Even like BP Bobby, right? Even when he says like you can connect a QR code to certain things in an audio follow startup. Like that would be cool. Like what if you go around and there's like, like we said, scavenger hunt, and there's little QR codes that are hidden, and if you find them, it gives you little treats about like, oh, you know what? What if they did something like that for like giveaways? Like if you can find like a specific QR code, you scan it and you go to a table and it brings up a code and it lets them know that it lets you and the person know that you won like a free comic or something because you found the code. You know what I mean? Like amongst the whole entire convention.
I wouldn't mind that unless it could be secured somehow, because you're gonna get that fuck stick who's gonna rip it off and keep it with them.
Yeah. Or you're gonna get the guy that just mass shares it with everybody, and then you got to give away 1 million comic books at once.
Exactly.
He's
They're gonna take a picture of it, send it to all their fucking airdrop it or some shit like that.
You're gonna get a free thing.
Boom, there you go, dude.
And everybody comes and scans the fuck out of it.
That's pretty dope. That would be dope. Like if I was the vendor, I would just be like, you know what, fuck off, dude. Like I wouldn't even be mad at that. Like whatever.
Yeah, I'd be like, well, at least y'all are here.
Yeah,
like,
right?
at least you guys know who I am now.
You guys aren't.
There's a bunch of things that can be done. But again, like this is what we're doing is we're thinking this.
But this is also some good out of the box thinking. Yeah, but this is also some good out of the box thinking that I wouldn't mind seeing at like my con.
Yeah, right? because the thing is you have the heart to want to bring something fun for the person going. This is with the goer in mind, and this is the way I feel that some of the people who do conventions and start them up and do stuff that they don't think this way. They think, okay, like how does this benefit me? Me. How does this benefit me? And I understand that as a business person, you want that mentality. But the thing is I just think that it's like a double-edged sword. You want to create an event for the community, and you want to be able to pick yourself up as a creator and a builder, and you want to be able to make that money and benefit from it. But I think there's some type of sacrifice that happens at the beginning that you need to make it about the goer and think less about needing to make like a certain amount of hype money or whatnot. That's what I think the purpose is.
But if people go to your
that's what I think the major issue is when it comes to this stuff.
But listen, if people go to your
Brian, where are you going? your screen went back real quick. You're good.
Back? All right.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
So my thing is, if the people come to your con, you're gonna make the money. So it would just be wise for you to make it about the goers.
Night, Bob.
Bring the people in, and they're gonna give you the money. Then that would just make sense.
On YouTube. I'll check that shit out. Brian, let me check this out real quick. Bob says we froze on YouTube. I'm gonna check it out real quick. I'm just gonna make sure we're up. No, I'm showing that we're still up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're still up.
Yeah, shut up, Bobby. You don't know anything.
New?
And I think Chris froze.
There you go. You see, this happened yesterday.
Yeah.
So yesterday on the podcast that I was with the guys, we had a couple of internet struggles there, and an hour into the show, it started to mess up pretty good. But I should be all right now, right?
Looks fine now.
Yeah. It's just little pops and little stuff like that. But yeah, guys, I wanted to just. That was
I will, Bobby. I will.
I will.
How about that? Mr.
Eat a hot dog
VP?
trig. Eat a hot dog trig. Oh, eat a hot one.
Oh yeah,
What a-
hot one.
Dildo con. A dildo con.
I'll see you there, Mr. Panelist.
Yeah, Bobby will have a panel, dude.
Yeah.
VP's gonna have a panel, man. He's gonna be speaking on shit, tentacles and shit. Boys, I gotta go. We're gonna go right into the next part of the subject because we only got a couple more minutes left. We only got like 20, 30 minutes, and we got 2 more things we want to make sure we cover. Triggs, I gotta ask you this because I'm not watching it, and more than likely Brian hasn't seen it either, because it just doesn't seem like something Brian. I don't even think you like this show yet. The Witcher season 3. Are you into that show, Brian?
Not at
No,
all.
you see, I was like, I'm gonna guess this shit. Brian's not buying that. He's not gonna buy that game either. Fuck no.
Honestly, the wait, are we talking about the game or the show?
The season 3 just dropped.
Okay, so I know there is a game, but
Yeah.
the only reason why I would watch this is to see Henry Cavill, but I know he's not in it.
Yeah,
anymore.
Yes,
he's
he is.
in
Yes,
some
he
of
is.
it. Yeah,
Yes,
Is he? He's
Yeah.
still
he's in
it?
volume
Yes.
1, which is the season that's dropping
He's
right
in
now.
volume 2 too. There's
Okay.
there's a preview for volume 2, and he's already in it. So
Holy
let me
shit.
let me put that to rest.
Yeah.
He's there.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think more than likely, I'm guessing like he's gonna get like killed off or disappeared, or they're gonna do
No,
something.
I think I
So you
know.
think he's staying?
I think I kind of know what's gonna
Yeah,
happen.
he's in it.
He's staying. Triggs, you think he's not going anywhere?
No. Liam Hemsworth, and this is actually the one thing that kind of pissed me off about Liam is that he's like, oh, he just started doing training and started reading the books, and I was like, motherfucker, you were announced a year ago. You're just now doing all this.
Yeah.
He's a busy guy, dude, doing nothing.
I
man.
was like, dude, what the fuck, man?
He's a busy dude trying to be like his brother.
What are you do? What trying to what? Busy doing what? Getting divorced? Like,
Yeah, that's a troubling times, my dude. Troubling times.
oh my god,
Yo,
dude, all
so
right, man.
Triggs,
Miley left you. It's fine.
I gotta know, man. What do you think of season 3 so far?
fucking sick, dude. I love it.
Is it really good?
Oh fuck yeah.
If you were
yeah.
gonna sell it to Brian, right now, if you were gonna sell him the whole ass story, dude, what would be your pitch right now for season 3?
There is a conspiracy going on within a magical community, and as Geralt is trying to teach
Henry Cavill.
yeah, Henry Cavill's character is trying to teach, Ciri, the child, how to be a more prominent like hunter and how to defend herself and give her advice on what it means to be a queen. There's also that adverse where his like girlfriend Yennefer is teaching her how to use her magic and teaching her the ways of court and teaching her like what it means to be a competent queen. But the conspiracy is that everybody wants this child. Everyone wants this child for a different reason.
Okay.
And what Henry Cavill's character is trying to do is keep her away from everybody because he wants to remain as neutral as possible. And the way, and because in his mind, if you're neutral and you don't get involved in things, then you live to see what pans out through all of it.
Yeah.
And Ciri is very adverse against that. She's like, we need to pick a side because there's going to come a time where our neutrality isn't going to help us anymore. And
Gotcha.
we need to figure out what's going to go on. And he's really, really just trying to like navigate his way through all of that.
Okay.
All right. Okay. I got it.
Good shit, good shit. So far, what would you rate the series?
Well, since this is only part one,
Volume 1.
I'm gonna say that this is a really solid 8, very soft 9.
Oh shit.
They dropped the whole like season, or at least half the
this
season.
this is part 1. This is
So,
only
like,
5
one episode.
episodes.
Okay, so they dropped 5 episodes at one time.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the part 2 is coming out July 27th.
gotcha. And that'll be the rest of the season.
Oh, season 3, yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's funny.
See, I like that format.
That's funny. No, I haven't seen it yet. I did see the last 2 seasons, so I was kind of iffy because of all the drama that happened. Then I saw the trailers drop, and I saw Henry Cavill still in there doing some really good fight scenes and good work. And I was kind of like, "Fuck, should I watch it?" But I did want to get your take on it first, Tricks, because I knew you were going to watch it before all of us.
Oh yeah, dude, I
So-
watched it when it dropped.
Yeah,
Like,
so I was going to ask
easily.
you first because now I feel a little bit more comfortable jumping in and checking it out. So I'll
It's-
probably
it's
end up
definitely
watching it
worth
this
it.
weekend. Yeah, probably end up watching it this weekend. Brian, did you get to see the other seasons for Witcher or no?
Hell no, I'm not watching that bullshit. Even though Triggs
I ain't buying it.
try to sell it really well, and he did actually.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
I still have no interest in that. And Vince in the comments, yes, I'll be watching Money in the Bank tomorrow. I'm going to a friend's house tomorrow. The lineup for the actual Money in the Bank sounds trash, but all the other matches seem great. So I'll watch it tomorrow.
Good shit, my dudes. Good shit. Well, that was easy. Onwards to the next part. I have not seen this trailer, and I'm excited to watch it with you guys. We do have the Dune 2 trailer that just dropped yesterday. I am excited. Probably more excited than Brian.
Hey, listen, I said
This
that I
actually
will
looks
give it
more
a shot.
solid. This
Yeah,
actually,
like this- yeah,
like
this
I'm
one
not
looks
gonna lie,
better.
dude. This is a way more solid trailer than the last one we previewed.
Okay.
1000%. Yeah,
I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
see
will
if I
agree.
can find a
I will
good.
agree.
Let me see if I can. There we go. I guess we'll just do it like this. Let's hit it up, boys. Boom. I got this season with episode 2 thing trailer. Trailer 2.
BRB.
You've been fighting the Harkonnens for decades.
That guy looks like a hoss, dude.
My family's been fighting them for centuries. They were massacred alongside my father.
I'm not gonna lie, the fucking visuals of this movie are always so fantastic.
Dude, Denis Villeneuve just, I mean, he's so good. Is such a fantastic film creator.
So what's going on in this film, Triggs?
This is probably like the small little resistance that's going on. There's a bunch of Fremen. Like this is like him kind of putting himself into the Fremen lifestyle, or the desert people, and teaching like him how they fight on this world, because like how you do things is very different.
Yeah, they're like a tribal, right? They're like Native Americans in this situation.
Kind of, yeah. Very, very Native American, very but I think they're actually more in line with like the Middle Eastern.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the whole drive of this, right?
Yeah, so this is very zealot, very religiously,
religious.
yeah.
Johnny, do you believe in me?
Like religious sects and stuff like that.
Not sexed, in
Is that
like
my
the way,
boy
in like the way
Christopher
that they're like
Walken?
separating
Oh
people.
my god, dude, I need to watch this bitch, dude.
Man,
Christopher Walken's in it?
this really gives me a really, really big range with Christopher Walken.
Hey, it's Elvis.
Austin Butler, yeah.
Yeah. I like the fucking black and white nature of it.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Was a weak man.
Christopher Walken still looks so good.
Back from the dead. No deal must be done.
Does Josh Brolin play a really big character in this?
Oh fuck yeah, dude. Fuck
Is he
yeah.
in this situation that's coming up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude, it's got to be a
And
canon
now she
event because
also
we
has
got
like
her in here.
a much more prominent role.
It's got to be it's got to be a canonical event because Miguel O'Hara isn't here to stop it, dude.
That's a cool shot.
That's a badass shot.
I love this shot that's coming up.
My fighter's rage.
Dude, pretty much, bro. That's pretty much the speech that he's giving them. Except you all aren't gonna
cool.
die. Yeah,
Says, yeah, except the fact that
it's
we're not
like,
all gonna die.
yeah, they're not all gonna die.
That looks pretty good, man. Christopher Walken's in it. I'm probably
Dude,
gonna watch
Florence
the fuck out of that
Pugh,
episode.
Christopher Walken. Was it Lorraine Savot?
You had me at Christopher Walken. I don't even
Yeah,
need anybody else, man. I'm definitely gonna watch that. So wait, is this one gonna be because what is it? The other one came out on Max, right? HBO Max
And Dolby.
and Dolby. But
Yeah,
is
it was one
is
of those. It was right in that weird time where Warner Brothers was doing the day
like
and date
film
release.
to stream instead, right?
Same day. No, it
yeah,
was
and
same
it
day.
still made 400 million.
Yeah, it dropped in
Yeah, it's a
movies
great-
and
it's
it
a great
dropped
movie.
on
HBO Max the same
HBO
time.
Max the same day. Yeah.
So I mean, I think this is also going to be a strictly theatrical release.
Back from the dead.
Dude.
Talking about Jason.
Yeah, about Josh Brolin.
Oh shit.
Because I mean, like you have to. I mean, you have to know this. Like the Harkonnens thought that they killed everybody. They did not know that. Like, and this small little resistance that's going on, they just think that it's the Fremen doing Fremen things again. So like when it becomes a bigger problem, they're like, holy shit! Like these guys are actually back again. Oh my god, you guys are fucking still alive. And then when Paul comes back, that's when it's just like, oh my god, we have a really big issue here because if like this kid is alive. Oh man.
Yeah, because he's still the king or whatever. He's like
Well, he's a
the
duke.
next one to reign. Yeah,
Well,
that means whoever
that-
ends up taking in charge, there's no way they should be that way.
That's the thing. There's a big political thing, and he talks about this in the first movie. He says that if he could do things a certain way, he can overthrow the current king or the current emperor by
Which is
marrying
that
his
bald guy,
daughter.
right?
Yeah, which is Christopher Walken by marrying Florence Pugh's character.
Okay.
Even though he's in love with Chani, like
Zendaya,
the way that marriages are done in that particular world, you have a wife like for status, and then you have
And you
a
have a lover.
concubine who you have a child with. That's it.
Very biblical kind of shit too. Very, very religious sect kind of stuff.
Yeah, and every once in a while and most of the time the concubines are Bene Gesserit, so like those ladies are literally there to like fuck and fight.
Good shit. Chicanas to the end, man.
Pretty much, dude. Except these ladies can control like what sex the child is going to be. Like if they want you, like if you want to have a son, they're going to give you a son.
I think Chicanas could do that too, but yeah, probably not.
I don't know, dude.
I don't know. They're hardcore, man. I don't want to disagree with a Chicana, man. Never want to disagree with one. She'll hit you hard, so hard your family will feel it. Yeah. So what is this coming out theaters? Is this coming out HBO Max? What is going to?
I'm pretty sure it's going to be a strictly theatrical release.
Okay, so it's
let me
going to be a
look it up
theater
for you.
release.
Yeah.
So Triggs, do you think this is going to be like a smash? Do you think this is going to do well at the box
It
office?
looks
What do you
way
think?
more entertaining than the first one.
Yeah. Dude.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, there's
even
something about
though-
it. It looks way more exciting than the first one.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Like I said, the when I saw the first preview again when I went to go see Spider-Man, I'm like, you know what? I should probably give this a shot because I'm gonna want to watch the second one. I didn't care for the first one, but the second one looks. At least I should go to the movies to see this.
Yeah, if I were to say anything, because this is where all the action is.
Action happens, and you can
Yeah.
tell. You can tell.
This is where like all the things
where it
that
pops off.
happened in the first movie come to fruition.
Okay.
Like
This is a
all
pop-off, man.
of the plans that the Harkonnens had, all of the schemes that the Emperor was trying to do, they come to light. All of the plans that Paul has to like now put into place, those are going to come to fruition. Like he has to learn the Fremen way and like basically take responsibility for what's going to happen because he knows what's going to happen in the end. Like he's seen it.
Foreseen it. Yeah.
Yeah, he has foreseen it. He knows what will happen. There's no denying this, and he's just and he has to accept responsibility that it's going to happen.
Gotcha.
But he doesn't want it to happen that particular way.
Good
All
shit.
right.
Good shit. I'm about it. I'm gonna go check this movie out for sure, man. When it pops off, you sold it. You sold it to me, man. I'm good.
Oh, dude,
Brian, you gonna go watch it?
And Hans Zimmer is also coming back for the.
Oh,
the
really?
film score?
For the music and shit.
Yeah, man.
Yo, legit. I like Hans Zimmerman. He's good. All right. Well, that's Dune 2, guys. I hope you guys dug that. We're going to watch that shit. Make sure you watch it. Let us know when you guys are going to go check it out. We're going to have a big discussion about that bitch when it drops because I will not be able to stop Trigger from talking about it for weeks.
Fuck no.
Even if you wanted to.
Yeah, for weeks, man. And you
I'll
know
keep
what?
going.
Yeah, we're all going to be talking about it. It looks like it looks good. It looks good. Onwards to the last part of the conversation today. We got a little bit of time left. Just enough time for me and Brian to argue about it.
Yes, sir.
Dildos.
Secret Invasion 2, my dudes. Secret Invasion 2. Disney drop. It drops every
I'm gonna
Wednesday,
go make another
2
drink.
a.m.
Since I'm gonna let you all cook on that. I'm gonna
Yeah,
go make another drink.
normally,
I'll come right back.
Normally, I take the gentleman's road and I let Chris go first. But fuck that. Fuck
Go
that.
for it, bro.
I'm going first, bro. I'm going first, bro. Now listen, Chris. I listened to that podcast and I heard what you said about this show, and I've taken extreme offense to your comments about this
Which
show.
one?
Particularly the one where you're saying that this is just so boring, and I'm so tired of seeing that comment online. I think it's a lazy take. I think that this show is far from, and again, I am biased because I think this show is far from boring. I think that it's giving a lot of information that we're going to need moving forward. So I think there's a bigger scope here. I also think that learning what happened to Fury, because we really never got to see how Fury reacted from the blip. Like we saw him at Tony Stark's funeral after the blip, and then that was it. Like we didn't really hear much or see much from him. So I think that is some information that we need to have. And there's action in this. I don't want to hear boring. There's action in here, but it's gonna be mixed in with a little bit or a lot of bit of some spy espionage shit, which I think is dope. We saw torture, a form of torture in a Disney Plus show. This show cannot be fucking boring.
Dude, that lady is fucking maniacal.
She's
and
scary,
I love it.
bro.
I love it. You
Like,
know who
and
she
everyone-
reminds me of? The fucking Dolores Umbridge in Harry Potter.
Dude,
Yep.
everyone is
As we
acting their
know,
ass off. The writing is great. The acting is great. How is this, Chris? Tell me,
it's
how
good.
is this? How is this show boring to you?
The pacing is still really off for me. There's something about the pacing of the show that I'm not really getting. The only thing that I am enjoying from this show right now, my internet button came out, so I might pause real quick just to let you know. But is Talos' story. Talos' story is the only one that I feel has any stake in the game. Nick Fury's character is systematically in the writing being torn apart. And I do think that he's going to get killed off at the end of the season. They're going to kill off Nick Fury. And me saying that out loud sounds stupid as fuck. In a Marvel
to be fair,
movie.
you kind of think everyone is going to
No,
die.
I've never said that about anybody in the Marvel history. I never
But
said
you know what
they're
that
going
says
to
to
You
me?
said that about Spider-Man. You said that about Spider-Man like last week.
But hold on,
Tom Holland, I believe, is
You
going to be
did.
killed off eventually.
You did. But listen, you know what that says to me? And regardless of what your take is on that, because I mean, we can all speculate, but I do I respect it. But that means that you've been giving this thought. This show has been making you think. You thought so far ahead that you think you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
This
Because
show-
I'm watching it.
A boring show does not, I don't think, does that to you. I think a boring show means, man, I don't give a fuck what happens at the end. Like, I don't give a fuck about what's going on. You're actually thinking about what's going to happen. You're actually thinking about the future. I think this show has a better hold on you than you think.
Well, I mean, it's the second most viewed show in Disney streaming services.
Nah, if we're going by the numbers, the show is the first episode ranked between Miss Marvel and whatever,
Which
was
is
after
the
Miss
lowest
Marvel.
viewed show.
It's
series.
no one's watching the show.
Yeah, no one's checking the show
It's
out.
actually
And-
hurting Disney.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this shit.
so that's not me consensus or individually saying this show's boring. This is consensus across the board that people are not giving it attention because it's not grabbing attention. That's not my fault.
You can't simplify it. I don't think.
Okay, I mean, I'm not going to try to simplify it
because I don't think that's what this is. I think that people are just tired of the Disney Plus shows, and I don't think they were looking forward to this show. But it actually turned out to be a fucking great show. Well, I mean, I don't want to call you an anomaly, but I mean, like, you are one of the people that actually gave it a shot, and you just
Miguel O'Hara's going to come after
you
me.
don't like it. But
I'm an anomaly. Miguel O'Hara's going to come after me. Spider 2049 order.
Dude, it's okay. Apparently, he really can't do anything. He runs like a bitch, and
Yeah, he fucking runs all wild
Yeah.
and shit, and he gets mad too fast.
yeah, and he gets mad real easy.
With the way the writing is going and the way that I've seen Disney handle their stuff and the stuff like in the past when it comes to television shows and the way they handle the stories, this whole entire Super Scroll storyline, like, I understand what you're saying, that it feels like it's going to pay off. I only feel that they're going to use the Super Scrolls to pay off here. I don't think it's going to pay off across the board throughout the entire Marvel landscape in future storylines or anything, unless they're going to regurgitate the Super Scroll story for the Fantastic Four, but I really doubt they're going to go that direction later on.
Bro, they just realized, Nick Fury realized that there are a million scrolls in the world roaming around.
Oh,
Ex-
he is not happy.
Explain to me how that is not going to have a lasting affection imprint other than this show. You can't even imagine that. Everything's going to be resolved in this one in the next 3 episodes.
Okay, so in the first episode, Daisy from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is referenced. She's in an article in the background on a newspaper. So with that being said, you have to come to fruition that there's a million Inhumans in the world also. Like with that, you have to imagine there's Wolverine was brought out by being talked about. Some dude with knives in his hands attacked someone in the Eternals television or movie show. That has to come to fruition that the mutants are there in some way. A million mutants are there. Like that's just.
You're actually proving my point, by the way.
But that's just writing on the wall, though. For them to be like, yo, there's a million scrolls here. It's like, well, what did you expect? Like they didn't have anywhere to go and they were told they were going to be safe on the planet. So why not just house all of them?
That's
like,
not speaking to the question I asked you. I asked you what you're telling me that whatever ramifications happen from the show only stay in the show, and I'm telling you that with my instance and yours that you just referenced, there's absolutely no way that there's not going to be a larger scale here moving forward.
But that's
this has impact.
That's the way Marvel works, because even knowing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is referenced in this show, across the board, the Inhumans have been wiped out by the writers for, fucking 8 or 9 years. This is just assets they're writing in there to make it seem like it's bigger numbers. You would think that them making you understand that there's a million extra people on the planet because of this happening would not be explained in the lowest rated show in Disney Plus. That would be in a movie if it was significant.
I think not just people, an entire species, and like half of them have an issue with us.
Oh, that's true. I mean, I get
that's
it.
That's a problem. That's an issue.
Yeah, that's 500,000 people.
That's a really bad issue. That's a really bad problem for us to have.
Not to mention that the past 6 years they've been trying to get used to half of the existence of the planet been wiped out, and then coming back plus the extra fucking million people that are on the planet. You know what I mean? But there's no ramifications because this has been going on since the 80s, and it's never come to fruition until 2025 that it becomes an issue.
I'm over here talking about issues and shit, and there's a whole goddamn celestial stuck in the middle of the fucking earth, and no one's even recognizing it.
Yeah, it's like I've told you before. Like, to live on this planet would be the worst place. People just end up committing suicide because you just can't have a normal day anymore. I get it. Like, that was an interesting thing when they brought it to his attention that there's a million other people on the planet. And he's like, what the fuck? And it's like, yeah, but everything's going normal. Like, on the outside, no one's really complaining about that. Like, there's no other form of a situational awareness throughout the entire world that's ever been brought to attention in any other format.
Okay,
there's not overpopulation.
Even that example. Even the example with the celestial stuck in the middle of the fucking earth or whatever, even that's going to have a payoff. From what we're hearing, that's going to have a payoff. It was in one of the most lowest rated Marvel movies of all time. The Eternals.
Yeah, no one ever touched base on it again.
But what I'm hearing is that when we do touch base on it again, it's going to have a fucking huge effect on the MCU moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because of what the adamantium thing, is that what you're saying?
Correct.
Right, yeah, that's the adamantium thing, which, I mean, that's cool. Like, it's a great way for them to horseshoe in adamantium into the universe now, in the way that in history it had always been there. You know what I mean? And I get it. Like, a lot of people are going to be like, well, it's the multiverse. This is how this universe gets adamantium, and then it fights against mineral wise against vibranium because it allows people to have a strong material that's very equivalent, just as expensive. It's very isolated. Only some people can get it and whatnot. It doesn't really go past that. But I don't know. We haven't been that far in Marvel, in the Marvel landscape, how they're going to come to fruition with that whole thing, which is, I mean, it's cool. It's cool that they're going to bring it in that way. But again, Secret Wars. A lot of people are all excited. This is just the same thing as the Illuminati situation. That apparently they have Groot DNA, fucking what Cole Obsidian DNA, a
Extremis.
fucking
Extremis.
yeah, the Extremis DNA, and they have the Frost giant hound from Thor Dark World that no one really cared for that film in the first place and wanted to delete it off the face of the planet, but now it's important. Like everybody's super excited, like, oh, they got this shit, they're gonna make some stuff, and it's like, hey guys, slow down. Like, we don't know how that's gonna work out. Like the Super Scrolls in comic book history
Fantastic.
literally have their specific powers because they're based on a specific villain they have to fight. They literally they were only based on the idea of fighting the Fantastic Four. They wanted to match the Fantastic Four.
The Super Scroll in the comics were given the powers of the Fantastic Four.
And not only that, it was like a single Super Scroll, and then they made several after. But there was only one of them that was specific. That was like a lumbering villain. That was like, oh shit, it's the Super Scroll. Watch out! It was like one guy, and then they just like, hey dude, like a secret invasion. We're just gonna make a fuckload of them.
All right, I think if I let Chris go too much, he's just gonna find other things to shit on. So Triggs, what were your thoughts about this episode?
I think
I'm gonna stop you right in your tracks.
I think it finally found its footing. Okay. The first episode to me was was a little bit slow. Because I was watching it offhanded. Like I was gaming and I was watching it, but then I started thinking to myself, I was like, dude, but I'm not really paying attention to it. Like, and that's a problem. And so like this episode came on and I was doing the exact same thing, but I was stopping what I was doing to watch more in this particular episode than I was last week's. And so I was like, okay, you know what? I think it's finally finding its footing. We're getting a lot more backstory to Gravik. We're getting a lot more backstory to Gaia, to Talos, and that's cool. And then like, it's super fucking weird, man. And I hate seeing this fucking agenda always come up. But I saw on Reddit like the other day where they were like, yay, Nick Fury's gay because like he hugged Talos, and I was like,
no, that's what they say hi to each other.
I know,
which is like I mean, that's just the way the movie establishes it. It's all right.
Yo, Nick.
No, it's not all right because it's always a weird like LGBT agenda that like always gets pushed. Like the moment that any kind of affection comes on, you're gay.
Yeah, I'm guessing that the reason why people are jumping on that is because of the fact that there's like a physical touch action that's not a very masculine thing. They that guys
the same thing with Gwen Stacy, and
which I think is kind of lame.
And she had to protect the LGBTQ flag.
But wait, hold on, time out. But didn't we see the end of the episode where he's fucking a scroll who he thinks is his wife?
Yeah,
I mean, it's just people like nitpicking at things that they want to kind of like.
Yeah, I just found it so dumb. I'm not a big fan of like when I see shit like that. Like, it's just I hate the agenda. But
I get it.
The episode is this that like I said, it finally found its footing. Yeah. I'm starting to get like a good espionage story because like the whole dialogue between Rhodey and Nick Fury's character was probably the best thing of the whole episode.
That was god tier, bro. That was god tier, man. There was so much
like
done
you see that and like and Nick Fury is really trying to plead his case, and he's like, dude, like, are you really trying to like say that? Like, you realize that you were nobody to nothing for a long time, even after the blip. And he was like, what? And we're supposed to just fucking pander
suck you off? Yeah, suck you off with that?
Like, no. They were like, no, fuck you, dude. And I was like, and lastly, brother,
you're fired.
Like you're fired. So get the fuck out of here,
dude. Chris, you are bugging, and I don't mean to cut you off, Triggs. There are two scenes in this episode that will blow 99% of the shit that you watch off the fucking face of the planet.
Dude, the road. It
was that one
scene. Yeah,
it was that scene, and it was also when Gravik. No, it was also when Gravik was talking to the other Skrulls at the round table.
Yeah, the round table situation.
That was Kingsley Benadir, I think that's his name. He's the one that plays Gravik. I'm a fan of his. I used to watch, and I used to, but one of his movies that he's in that I watch all the time is One Night in Miami. Dude, he played Malcolm X as in that movie, but the way he's acting,
him. He was in Peaky Blinders. That's why I remember him. Yeah.
Dude, that scene was amazing. The acting in this show is top notch, bro. Like it's not even close.
I am not disagreeing with the fact that the actors in the situation are not high caliber actors. I'm a fan of Samuel Jackson in every one of the films that he's ever done in his entire career.
Yeah.
The guy knocks it out of the park every time. But what I'm also a fan of is Maria Hill and Nick Fury in the comic books. And they're not getting the respect on those characters right now.
Okay.
Maria Hill literally just got killed in Secret Invasion.
Correct.
And she literally is the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. later on before Sharon Rogers becomes the director. And the only thing that happens in the comics is Nick Fury disappears because he knows ahead of the curve on what the Skrulls are
Chris,
doing.
I'm not gonna let you get that off. Like I was debating, I was debating whether or not I was gonna like accept that as a part of like your grievances. But why are we just hearing about it now? Honestly, Maria Hill has not been living up to her full potential the entire time she's been in the fucking MCU. So why now?
Because they don't know what to do with her character because she's not a heavy
why
hitting
now
character
isn't
in
an
this
issue?
situation.
Why now in 2003 isn't an issue?
Well, because of the fact that instead of them using the character correctly, they just use her as a piece in a streaming service to kill her off.
I guess.
Doesn't that? I mean, again, this goes back to the idea.
It's shocking.
A million extra people of a different alien race living on the planet, and they explain that to you in a streaming service that no one is watching, that you're going to expect to have ramifications in the MCU films later on when WandaVision, being one of the top streaming ones, had people confused when they went to the theaters and realized, why is this bitch angry again?
Listen, my point is, I just think that if that is a grievance of yours, it should have been a grievance of yours for a very long time because she's never lived up to her full potential in the MCU. She's just been there. She's just been there, and it was a shock. Listen, no one cried when she died, dude. You know why? Because there was no connection. Because
no one cares about her.
She's an
underused character.
There was exactly. So if that's your grievance,
she wasn't just an underused character, dude. She was also like she was used quite readily.
No, she's been there since the beginning.
But yeah, but she was also hated. Yeah, but she was also hated very early on. And a lot like other characters, that hate stayed because there was nothing to redeem that character.
What was the hate?
I don't think anyone hated Maria Hill.
Yeah, you see, I was going to say in the comic book she's hated.
In the comics, I get that.
In the comics, she's a hated person because she did a lot of stupid shit.
I know that part. That
she literally did what Wanda did to Pleasantville. She did it to the fucking city.
And she was A-okay about it.
She was cool about it. And Captain America was the one that was like, hey, you can't do that. Even though the criminals, you can't do that to them. She's like, I don't give a fuck, old man. Tell me. Maria Hill's a bitch, and you don't know that about her in the movies because she's just a side piece. She just comes in and cries when Nick Fury dies in Winter Soldier or whatever. Like that's all she did. Like that, she doesn't have anything else. She's had his back. She was the person that did. She was the female Phil Coulson. That's all she was.
Listen. I always appreciate when you guys comic book me the fuck out. I get that part, but there is just as many casual fans watching this shit as there are like sweats.
And where's that gotten them? Where are we at in the MCU now?
That's you're changing the narrative.
I have to agree with Brian.
You're changing the narrative
that we could make a better film.
Exactly.
Well, I'm not saying I'm going to make a better film.
Listen, fellas, you're changing the narrative. Chris, you're changing the narrative. We got to stay on topic because like that's a whole different discussion in itself.
Yeah.
Right. So, basically what I'm saying is that it doesn't. You made me lose my point, dude. I don't know. I was going to say
Maria Hill. Talk about Maria Hill.
Because I don't know. I don't forget what I was going to say, but I don't see the comparison there. I don't think that the comic books have much to do here.
Okay. Let me just put this out there.
The normies are watching this shit too, bro, and they're not going to have that same issues with Maria Hill that you're going to have.
Let me put this out there. I really doubt this is going to happen because we've already seen him in trailers in the Marvels. But what if they kill Sam Jackson? If they kill Nick Fury in this series?
Cool.
You see, so you don't even care if they kill Nick Fury?
Not really.
But like, dude, major player in the game. Like he's Nick Fury, dude. He's the guy that literally runs everything in the background.
Okay, but to your point now, what's he doing in the comics?
Exactly.
What's he doing?
And has he ever
in the
looked?
Comics?
Well, what's he doing in the comics?
Secret Invasion is not even close to where we are in the comics. That's years way ahead of time.
And has
Nick Fury was doing his job during Secret Invasion.
Okay, and now what is he doing in the comics right now? What is his prevalence? What's his fucking anything, any contribution that he's doing to the fucking
Jonathan
Marvel
Hickman put him on the moon
since,
until later.
I don't know, 2016.
Okay, I'll put it out there. After Original Sin, after all that stuff when he was locked on the moon, they left him up there because they're going to use him later. They didn't
Motherfucker, it's been
kill
8
him.
years.
They didn't kill him.
I'm aware.
They put him somewhere because that's what
I
comic
read the
books do.
same story you did. Trust me.
You're the only
I'm
one
aware.
that's saying that they're gonna kill him. By the way,
I have a vibe, dude, and it's just something I'm thinking they're just going to kill him because of the way that they're carrying his character.
kind of piggybacking off of what Triggs asked you. I mean, fuck, what has he done since? I'm asking you. You know, you could probably have the same argument for Nick Fury that you have for Maria Hill. Like, has he ever lived up to his badass potential in the comics? No, right? I would think.
Yeah.
You think Samuel L. Jackson has lived up to that potential?
He is the Haas, dude, in the comic books.
No, but I'm asking, has the Samuel Jackson version in the MCU, has he ever lived up to the hype of what you've known
Of his character in
Fury
the
comics?
oh, you're talking about the live action. Has the live action ever lived up to the comic book variation?
I'd have to say yes.
I would say they've given him his fucking flowers.
I think one of his best representations of that was actually in Iron Man 2.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right.
If you rewatch Iron Man 2, that guy has the answer to everything.
I love Sam Jackson, but
Yeah,
I would think that over the course of however many fucking years Nick Fury's been in the comics, that there would have been a higher standard for that. But if you're saying that, you know, it's better than what's in the comics, and I'm not missing shit in the comics.
No. I will not ever say better.
Okay.
Will not ever say better.
Okay.
I will say that he has lived up to a hype that we did get in the comics.
Fair enough.
Because like I said,
You understand his legend
that
better.
guy always had the answer, right?
Yeah,
There was when someone had a weird, ambiguous question to answer, he had an answer for it.
Yeah.
You know, his spies had spies. His fucking, his secrets had secrets.
But he's a bit of an asshole too. So it's like,
yeah, exactly. But
He knows the backups of it. Like,
but that's also why I think right now, at least in Secret Invasion, we're finally getting that. We're finally getting to see that asshole part of Nick Fury, because guess what? What happened after he came back from the blip? Like that deadbeat dad outie.
well, that's what they're doing. They're literally doing a deadbeat dab situation between him and Dravik and all that shit. Because now it's going to be where you find out that he was like an adopted son to him.
I kind of figure that's where they're going with this.
Yeah, which of course is being like Nick Fury not only disavowed everybody on Earth, but he disavowed his son and left everybody. And this is the outcome of the situation.
Hey man, you reap what you sow, dude.
I think that social worker scroll that we saw earlier in that flashback is going to be the wife that he was with at the end of the show, and they adopted Gravik.
And a lot of people are saying, like, they're like, oh, fucking, well, like Rob over here, like, he's going to get them alien cheeks and all them stuff. Hey, bro, he is James Bond of the Marvel Universe. This guy,
Dude,
like, even the lady even that weird UK lady is someone that he'll hook up with. Like,
I'm sure you did, bro.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did in his younger years, man. He's the man. He's the myth. He's the legend. It's what he is,
dude,
man.
That's wild, yo. That's wild. You look at a scroll and be like, yeah.
I'm about that.
That's the
Dude,
one.
I'm about that.
I mean,
That's
what was
the
it?
one.
Tony Stark had sex with Gamora.
Yeah.
Good.
And she's strong as hell, man.
Yeah, no,
And she's strong as hell.
scared
She's
him.
strong as hell. He was like, she's like, there was like in the comic book, and she's like, I'm tired. Or I'm tired, and she's like, whatever, weakling. I'm gonna go fucking hang out over here then.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get dicked down by another dude. I guess,
By
or
another
whatever.
fucking person or whatever. And you know what? I don't want to take anything away from the value of you guys liking it. I do dig that someone's watching it, because at least someone is, and excited for it. I literally was playing video games. I was just literally playing video games, and Big Rob, shout out to Big Rob for being my schedule man on this, man, hits me up and he's like, well, I'm going to watch Secret Invasion 2. It just popped off. And I was like, oh, sure. Well, I guess I'll put it on before I go to sleep or whatever. And I just laid down, watched it. You know what? As a matter of fact, the only part, I did like, man, that's a hard one. I didn't like the train scene. I thought that was very weirdly written, with him and Talos and the mom and tell me something I don't know. I was kind of like,
that shit was fucking amazing. That was a great.
Did you guys like
another
that?
great scene? Yeah, I love that scene.
I don't really dig it. I don't really dig that one. That was kind of like.
I'm not gonna say that I did. Sorry, that I disliked it, but I'm gonna say that the gravitas wasn't there.
That was
it was corny, dude.
That is to me all that was like multiple characters that I've seen, and I'm a big Samuel Jackson fan, by the way. That was like a lot. That scene right there reminded me of a little bit of what's the Quentin
Was it
Tarantino
Lucius?
movie? No,
The-
Quentin Tarantino movie, The Hateful Eight. That was a little bit of The Hateful Eight. That was a little bit of Pulp Fiction. That
I
was a
felt
little
more Pulp Fiction in
that was yeah, that was a that was
I
that
felt
was
more Pulp Fiction
that was a
in that.
combination of a lot of his characters. And since Samuel Jackson is in a lot of Quentin Tarantino's movies, I've grown to love that about him. And that's what I saw in that train. That's the reason why that train scene meant something to me. Because that was Sam Jackson giving me a little bit of a lot of characters that I like in some of his movies. That scene was amazing.
That to me reminded me of the scene with him and Captain America going up the elevator, and he talked about the reason why his dad
Yeah, but
was.
that one had more gravitas behind
Yeah,
it.
that
I
one
don't
was
know why,
delivered way better.
That's
what that one reminded me of.
Like, and I know the seriousness was there. I knew it, but like, I don't know. I just didn't feel that emotional connection to it. There's just something that just did not
Just
do it
sounded-
for me.
yeah.
I understood what I heard. I know the message that they were giving. I got it, and like I understood it. But for some reason, I just wasn't. The investment wasn't there. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because of it was the deliverance or something like that.
I think that's what
I
that's
I just
that's a
did
preferred
not
taste.
get it.
Yeah.
But on the adverse, when I got Rhodey and him talking, it's pretty much the exact same conversation.
Mhm.
But for that one, I was just like, oh,
The value was
shit.
different because of the way Don Cheadle delivered it.
Shit. You know, I couldn't get enough of that scene. Had they give me an entire episode of just that scene, I'd have eaten it. up.
And to me in that scene, Don Cheadle stole the entire scene.
Oh yeah.
Like his lines were just so much more heavier than anything they gave to Sam Jackson, which were just kind of like little minor comebacks.
But I think that's what that was. It was
That was the
written that
purpose
way.
I
of
think
it.
that was
Yeah,
very
that was the purpose
intentional.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
which
that was
is-
very intentional because
Which is the idea that Sam Jackson is more of like the everyday spy man kind of thing. He just kind of takes it lax. And Rhodey plays by the books. It's just what
Yeah.
he's always done. He's always been a
I don't even think
businessman.
it's playing by the books. It's just giving him the reality of the situation.
Yeah.
That was
You
the
know,
first
company
time
did
that was the first time we got to see Rhodey tell anyone, "Kiss my ass."
Yeah,
That was
pretty
the
much.
first time we ever saw
outside
that.
of, I mean, outside of, was it,
Iron Man 2.
no, I'd have to say, in
Extremis.
Infinity War.
Oh, Infinity War.
Yeah, in Infinity War. No, Endgame. In Endgame,
Which part?
where he's talking to Thaddeus.
General Ross. I
Yeah,
thought.
General Ross.
And he hung up on him and shit like that.
Yeah,
I-
he was
I
like,
get that part.
well, I mean, they're only criminals
That's
because
good.
you called them criminals, and
yeah.
blah,
Yeah,
blah,
yeah, he's
blah.
standing up and shit.
No, it was Infinity War. My bad.
And that was
But
the
yeah,
same thing.
you know.
That was the same thing when Rhodey jumped at what's his face? Anthony Mackie, Falcon's character in Civil War.
Okay.
When he was like, that's very dumb to think that way. He's like that's very ingenuous and all this stuff. Like just calling him out for being more emotional than business, being more emotional than the soldier. He was, he's always kind of, that's pretty cool about his character. But the only other part of Secret Invasion that really stuck to me emotionally, that gave me some kind of gravitas and value to it, was the random Maria Hill's mom scene, jumping at Nick Fury, like being like, you better not make it like worthless. Like this is on you. You never
was
hear that in films.
Fucking great. That
Yeah,
was
you
like
never
the
hear that in films.
battery.
That was really good. Like that was a part that was like whoa, like all of a
it's
sudden
time to go.
made it real.
meant something.
Yeah.
And-
Okay.
and,
It's time to
and
go.
that's why I felt like it finally found its footing, because everything that you're getting, okay, cool, spy, espionage, blah 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 blah, whatever. But Maria Hill's death, it comes and you're like, oh shit, did that
Yeah,
just
'cause you
happen?
didn't expect that to happen on
did
a
that just
streaming show.
happen? And the next episode, what do you get? You get her funeral, you get her mom,
Mm-hmm.
and her mom is like,
Don't
oh,
fuck this up.
the fucking country owes me a great debt, blah blah blah. But I guess answers aren't in that debt. And I loved that he's like, you know what? What do I have to lose?
Just tell
She
her.
died.
I'ma
She
tell
died
you
in
everything.
Moscow, and I was there when she died, and blah blah blah. It made it real. It made it real, and at that point, boom, the footing is found. We now have I felt like we had a good direction of like where the show's going now, because now the gravitas is there. Like the only real connection that I found in episode 1 was when Talos is talking to Gaia. You know, he's like, I mean, like, why
About
are
his
you
mom.
doing this? You know, like, why are
Just come
like
back, keep the
what is
bomb.
like what are you really getting out of all this? I was like, I get it. You're pissed off. Like, I don't even know, well, because you weren't there when mom died, blah 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 blah. You're out, and he was like, well, then fucking ask the people you work for how your mom died.
Yeah. Because
You
she didn't
know-
even know she was
Yeah,
working
she,
with him at
she
the
didn't
time.
know.
The one thing I do appreciate of, and this is only 2 episodes in, mind you, the one thing I do like about this show that I just think is being just under the radar so far. Yes, I get it. It could be, I can see how it can be boring to some people, but this show is like specifically designed to let people just get their shit off in acting. Like they're designed to let people have these long dialogues. Yo, dude, we've had Rhodey and Don Cheadle in the MCU for so long, and we've never really got to see him act.
Do this kind of role.
Yeah,
We've
this
never-
was this was great
this
to
is
show the
equivalent to the
range
fucking-
of an MCU actor.
This
Now,
was
granted,
that
a lot of these
equivalent
guys
to
already
him in,
have that range, right? But
This
yeah,
was
I mean,
equivalent to him
exactly
in the
what
Falcon
you were
in
just saying, dude.
series.
Yeah.
Yo,
Like,
he's a great actor.
Yeah, he's
a
super
great
good, man.
actor, and he never got a chance to display that. I'm glad that
Just
you're
in
letting-
case you all
You
forgot.
forgot? Yeah, just in
Yeah.
case you forgot. Yo, I'm a great actor. I'm not just this guy that puts on this suit and pretends to be a superhero, dude. Like I can
I
act my
love-
ass off.
I love the way he acted in
And that's for everyone.
fucking Falcon and the Winter Soldier when they brought him in for those little parts, and I was just like, man, I can't wait to see this guy more often in the show, like just spreading his wings and showing that he's like a military badass, like getting to be in that serious like 24 role.
Dude,
Like-
I loved his fucking backwards and forwards with Slovakia. He was like, I swear to God, dude, she fucking sneers at me again. I'm carpet
yeah.
bombing the whole fucking country.
Oh yeah,
That was
fun.
badass,
I love
dude.
that.
That
I
was-
was
He
that
said
was
that
him
under his
just like-
breath.
Yeah,
that was
dude.
badass, dude.
Yeah, even him being like, yo, I'm doing you a favor just showing up because I wasn't even supposed to be here.
All right,
Yeah.
We had
so
other important things to do.
is he a scroll or what, bro? Because that's not really.
No, he's not a
right?
scroll.
You think that's really? You think that's really?
I think
Rhodey,
that's
dude?
Rhodey. It'd be sad as fuck if it ended up being that Rhodey was. the
There's
dude
no
that
way he
kidnapped.
just turns into a badass like that overnight, bro.
Nah, because he was like that in Iron Man 2. He was like that with the president in Iron Man 3.
He was,
like,
that was savage.
kind of been
That
popping off.
that comment that Triggs just referenced to, bro. That's savage, bro. I've never seen Rhodey do that before. That's different.
This is coming from the same guy who, by the way, in fucking Age of Ultron, who was like, boom, you missing this? To, I'm gonna carpet bomb a whole nation.
Yeah, dude.
You
That is
know,
savage.
I
That's
get
a
it, dude.
savage fucking comment.
that was a part of the talks from the very beginning, but that's like that's the big pillow that a lot of these writers have, is like they can literally write anyone into a scroll at the last minute if they need to make the story wherever they need it to go. Like that's like the writing point of this, which kind of like that's what the other thing is I'm not really hyped about until it has a good payoff. That's the thing I'm kind of nervous about, because you know it's a very it's a huge story, and it's a very masterful story, and it's like the multiverse. If they don't write it right, it's gonna fuck up. It's gonna have huge fuck ups later on. Like a lot of people were like, "Oh, Maria Hill died. She's gonna be a scroll watch. She's still alive out there." And it's like, no, I mean, she died pretty good, dude. Like, she didn't change into a green person. Unless this person has the power to stay their human form after, then I don't know, man. But
Boom, that's
Yeah.
gonna happen. You're gonna call it lazy writing. She's still alive.
dude, come on.
But
You
they don't
can't-
even.
you
But see,
can't
like they
deny
don't
that,
even.
though.
No, it would be, but they don't even have to do that. We're in the multiverse now. You can just pick up another fucking Maria Hill from a different
But
universe.
that's the fucking part I'm talking about that sucks, is that there's no value to anything then. Like you said, like, oh, dude, she died. We'll just pick up another one. Like, fuck
But
it.
they're
like,
gonna
you
do
know?
it to Iron Man. They're gonna do it to. We're gonna get other iterations of these characters. It's just is like that's the world that we're living. That's the age that we're in the MCU. So it doesn't like trust me. Maria Hill dying was a shocker, but I don't think it's gonna have less of an effect if a year from now we find out there's another Maria Hill in a different universe. That's just where we're at right now.
Yeah, she could be a life model decoy for all we know.
Whatever.
That would make
I
more
would
sense
fucking
because
laugh, dude. I would be like,
Wait,
yes.
that would again.
wait, why would that make
lazy-
you laugh?
lazy
Life
writing.
So
models.
hard.
Remember, Triggs. The only other way that Samuel Jackson, Nick Fury's character in the comic books, was able to fight the Skrulls is because of the life model decoys.
Yeah, I mean, it's true.
That was his answer to people who could take shape of other people, is just to literally replace yourself with a robot. That is
and he
so
did
good
it all
that
the
they
time.
sell.
He was like, I've been doing this shit for 3 decades. What are
Yeah,
you
dude,
guys
like-
complaining about? He was like, I've talked to all of you collectively like 3 times in my entire life.
Yeah.
He's like, every other time you've spoken to me
All the
was a
relationships you've
live,
had have all
was a
been with
live
robots.
model decoy. He's like, yeah.
So like that's even if they pull it off with life model decoys and make it to where the two weapons that they're using as the assets for the story are shape shifting versus cyborg robots, yo, dude, I'm about that. That sounds cool as fuck because it's two major tools and stories that have been used throughout the years, and now they're using those major things to clash
At the
against
same
each
time.
other.
Yeah.
But it takes, we're gonna close it up soon. It would be an interesting dynamic writing of stuff and being like, hey, look, you remember that part multiverse? Well, we're fighting it with time travel. How about that? And you're like, oh fuck, like that's really good writing. Like that's
I'm gonna need some type of answer or some type of counterattack because I refuse to believe that anybody would know of scrolls being here for. I don't care how many there were here. I would have figured out a way at some point to detect a fucking scroll.
that's what I'm saying. Like
I would have figured that out.
Big.
We would have had to have figured that out years ago.
Years
Literally,
ago.
once I realized that they were here and they could shape shift into any person that they see.
Since
I was-
1989.
If I was Nick Fury, that would have been my number one priority since day
96
one.
actually.
Well, 96, my bad. I had 3 more years.
That would have been my number one
Fuck.
priority. I would have
But
lost
you know what I mean? Like,
sleep
that's a
over
lot
that.
of time for them to be like, wow, 1 million people that just showed up. You didn't even know.
And you
Like, how did
didn't
they even
even
get on
know?
the planet? Like, you know what I mean? Like, did they
That was
teleport
that,
here?
that-
Did they
that's
just
another
stop?
thing that does need to be answered.
Well, no,
because
it
when he
was.
brought that up, he was like, "That's impossible."
No. So that's what it was. It was explained, and it was in that train dialogue that you guys kind of missed or overheard. Talos had said, "Yo, I sent out the signal. Out the signal, and goddamn, all of them answered." And
Yeah,
what did
and
you
Nick
want me
Fury
to
was
do?
like,
And what did you
"That's
want me to do? And no, and then he
impossible."
asked, and then he sent out the signal, and he was like, "Well, what did you want me to do? Did you want me to leave them out there to die?" So no, I threw out the fucking signal. They all came here. I decided not to fucking tell you because I knew you would have fucking bugged the fuck out. And so now they're all here. The only ones that aren't here are the ones that are in the army, fighting some intergalactic fucking battle, but the rest of them are here, and there's nothing you could do about it.
But I
It's
don't
too
know if
late.
it was a meta commentary or whatever for
What the fuck
Nick
are you
Fury's
talking about?
character.
A meta commentary, man.
Yeah,
He just
because
told
Nick
you what he
Fury's character
said.
right after literally goes, that's impossible. Like, we would have detected a spike in population. Like, how is there 1 million extra people here and we can't even detect that?
Do you think Talos would lie about some shit like that?
No. I'm not saying he's lying about it, but I'm just saying, like, Nick Fury's literally telling you the actual realistic idea. If 1 million extra people showed up on the planet, there's no way that they just hide amongst you with population census and knowing and taking notes on
Well,
who's
guess
who.
what? Guess what?
They did it.
They did.
They did that shit.
A million
Well, guess
motherfuckers that are
what?
just really good at some Carmen San Diego shit, dude. It's
Guess
wild.
what?
Man.
They showed up and they bum rushed the door, and there was nothing we could do about it. They're
You
here.
just couldn't count everybody.
That's it. They're here. I'm taking a crapshoot. I say about 1 million. Could be more, could be less. I don't know. But there's about 1 million of us down here.
So since I'm the oddball out, I'm gonna give my rating. I'm like a 7.5, low 8. I'm not saying that it's like
7.5, low 8, but
huge
it's
loss,
boring.
That's actually still not bad though.
yeah, I'm not shitting on it. dude.
7.5, 8, but it's boring.
Man.
Yeah,
Imagine if this was an actual good show, then I guess.
I give it a higher number, man. You know, I know.
10.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, man.
0.5.
I'm giving it like a 7.5, low 8. I'm not out yet. I just kind of worried on what they're gonna do with it.
That's
I
about
know
where
they're
I
doing
put
this,
it.
huh?
That's about where I put it, and I like it.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like I'm telling you, I'm not hating on it just to hate on it.
Yeah.
I'm only hating on it because I don't want it to go in the direction I think they're gonna take it.
Then
And
don't have that.
No,
expectation.
I'm not saying it's gonna go that way. I'm not writing the story.
Yeah.
I'm just hoping it doesn't go that way because I want it to pay off. Because Secret Invasion is a great story. Secret
Yeah, but
Invasion
that's
is
the
a
thing.
fucking
Like,
phenom
yeah,
story.
but like that's the thing. You're setting an expectation that
good.
you shouldn't have, though.
Does that make you? I don't want to say in general, but just to keep it here, on this show, is it pissing you off that it's nothing like the comic book version?
No, because I know I wasn't gonna be able to pull that off.
So you were able to kind of manage your expectations.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. Fuck yeah. I mean, after every other show we've seen, I've had to learn that, like on the Quim, basing it on just movies alone in the last 3 films, I've had to quell that.
Gotcha.
So for me, watching a streaming service that I get away with just watching and having to wait for a week. I mean, we made it through. Like I said, I wasn't a really big fan of Miss Marvel, but I watched it and I thought the Kamala Khan character was really fun. I didn't like what they did with her mutant character, but I mean, I'm living alongside of it.
Towards the end, that show was a little bit of a chore. to get.
It was
through.
all right. It was all right.
I'm not gonna lie. In the beginning, it was cool, but it turned into a chore to watch that. I'm not gonna lie.
But the thing is like I said, like my thing is, I am a really big fan of Marvel's street level superhero characters, the ones that are on the ground. They can't do cosmic shit. They just kind of do their espionage or their daredevil stuff. Like I'm really about that stuff, and I feel like that's like the fun writing, and it should be for the writers and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And one of then and getting the opportunity to do Secret Wars as a streaming service instead of it being a full length feature film, I feel like they should have been like, hey guys, like don't fuck around with this. One of the biggest, if not the biggest Marvel story ever written in comic book history.
No.
Secret Invasion was huge, dude.
Yes, I
Huge.
understand. I understand it was huge, but it's still nothing in comparison to other.
So this is my thing. It's
other
like
stores.
it's just they just don't have the budget, even for a movie. They wouldn't even have.
Yeah, I
the
mean,
budget to pull
I'm
some shit
surprised
out
on
like
some
that.
of the shit they're getting away with right now. The way that weird machine looked, that when they turned it on and it gave that effect, I was like, oh shit, like that's not bad. The way the scrolls changed, that's not bad. The advertisement of people randomly walking around the news. Have you seen that? The ads, the online, the actual like live action ads for this.
No.
It's like news people out in the streets, like doing news, and then some scroll walks in the background, like as a normal everyday person in and out of screen.
Okay.
Like if they don't notice, it's so cool, dude. It's like real. What was that movie with Roddy Piper
They live.
with the sun? Yeah, They Live. Yeah, it's very much They Live, like with the sunglasses and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very much like that. So it's cool, man. Like I get it. There's a bunch of cool advertisement and stuff like that for it. I guess my thing is I just want it to pay off like you're saying it does. I want it to pay off. I just don't want it to be like a million squirrels around the planet and then they're like, but they all work at Arby's or whatever. Like
I honestly think this is gonna pay off. I think the way that this is writing, I would be highly disappointed if they didn't stick the landing on this. We only got 4 more episodes left.
Yep.
I think if they just stay on par, they don't get too fucking crazy on us, I think this will go down as a really good show.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm not gonna shit on the idea that I think that the placement of the events in the story are pretty well put. You know, second episode establishing who the main villain is, establishing what they're doing it about. You know, Nick Fury's life, how it's unfolding a little bit more. Them kind of taking away his opportunity to have some type of advantage against these people by making it to where he's like a baseline just spy now.
Yeah.
Like I like that. Second episode, we're seeing some shit that gives us 4 episodes to build from there. You know what I mean?
I just hope
That's
that
why
we
I say I
don't.
was like, it finally found its footing for me. Like
Better than most
there's
Disney shows.
something, there's something planted here.
Yeah,
And I
better than
like
most
that.
Disney shows because usually it's on the second to the last episode.
So that's what I was going to touch on right now. I think they have a habit of giving us, when they have like these short series, they have a tendency to give us a filler episode or two.
Yeah.
I think if we stay away from filler episodes, I think we'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you there. These don't feel like filler episodes.
We haven't
Like,
gotten
they
it
feel
yet.
like everything. It feels like solid. Like,
We haven't
like
gotten
everything
it yet.
has a purpose. Yeah. So I mean, 6 episodes and we're in the second episode already. Like the third or the fourth, maybe. I would have figured the second episode would have been a filler episode that they're just filling up the gaps. But no, played through pretty well, pretty solid. So we're just gonna have to see where they go. Let's hope that, like they said, like Maria Hill's death isn't just some throwaway shit. So yeah, man, really, dude, that fucking freaks me out.
That'd be
But
hardcore,
yeah, my guy's 7.5. Triggs, what do you rate it, man?
Oh yeah, man, I'm at a solid 8.
Okay. And Brian, you too?
I'll
Solid
second that. I will
Okay.
give it around an 8. And again, we're only 2 episodes in, so we'll see.
All right. Well, guys, what do you think about episode 2, season 1 of Secret Invasion? Are you guys digging it? Are you guys enjoying the show? If you are, put in the comment sections. If you're not, put in the comment sections. Guys, I want to say thank you to all our extraordinary listeners for jumping in, hanging out with us as usual here every Friday night. We appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys to our extraordinary listeners. If there's anything you want us to cover during the week, don't be afraid to hit us up. We have a Discord. We're in there every day, just messaging each other, hanging out, chilling, doing fun stuff, shooting memes at each other, and just, kicking it as usual. So let us know what's up. We appreciate every one of you. Guys, is there anything you want to say before we leave?
Yeah, don't drink and drive this weekend.
Yeah, there you go. 4th of July weekend, guys. You guys be safe.
Make sure that you don't blow your hands off.
Yeah, don't blow your hands off with fireworks. Clean your cake hole. Drive safely. If you're going to be drinking, don't do anything crazy. And hopefully we see each other next weekend here, Friday nights here on the Average Boys podcast. Next week, we should have Chewy on the episode from Chewy and Ooh. We're going to bring him on as a special guest. We're going to talk comics and chill out and just have a great old time, man. It's going to be fantastic. We're all going to love it. You guys are going to have a great time. And yeah, appreciate every one of you. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we'll see you guys again here next week on the Average Boys podcast. Thank you so much. Laters.
Peace.